So, where we last left off, the party had just left a small checkpoint on the Toromir River, known as Toromir Bridge, intent on finding aid for the locals who had been attacked by a Gloomstalker the night previous. Captain Emrys sent you to the Riverland crossroads for immediate aid, and further on to the pinnacle to apprise them of the situation. The party, knowing full well that they were taking a risk entering the crossroads again after burning down the Riverside Inn, chose to camp on the outskirts of town. After avoiding a fight with a hungry pack of wolves, Kirks, Phelan, and Lilypad head into town with the two horses and the cart, intent on getting supplies and talking to Captain Callan about the situation arising in Toromir Bridge. Kirks was arrested upon entering the same room as Callan, as his face had been posted all over the crossroads in search of the tavern torture and his accomplices. Kirks was able to gain audience with the lawmaster Atesh. However, after showing Callan the scroll given to him by Emrys, he was still arrested, but was allowed audience and was kind of let off with a bit of a lower bail. Kirks told his side of the story to Atesh, as well as the party's encounter with a dwarf, the one that she has been looking for. As part of his tale, the tiefling also snitched on his buddy Xander, claiming he torched the tavern, but also he has more information on the Covenant and this so-called deal. Kirks informed Atesh of his position, and Xander was arrested as well. After admitting, yeah, I know, right? After admitting that he burned down the tavern, Kirks was then let free with only a 500 gold fine. Whether it be a soft spot for the bird or perhaps a well-hidden kindness by the warlock, Kirks also threw in 2,000 gold for Xander's bail as well. Xander and Atesh proceeded to have a long chat, discussing this deal and coming up with a plan of their own. As a part of the plea for Xander, he was reduced to a fine of 1,000 gold from 5,000 gold, and he was to meet, or instructed to meet with the Sisters of Eladine in the Noble Rise at the top of the pinnacle to discuss further their approach to the situation. The party eventually met up again outside of the town. Lilypad was able to get the cart fixed, and the two criminals were set free, and all seemed well. The party spent the night at the Chestnut Inn, where Xander and Kirks partook in some particularly shit whiskey called Goliath Stink. In the morning, the party headed into the market to finish up some shopping, but what the party encountered instead was an invisible assassin of sorts, hell-bent on killing Phelan, and Phelan alone. Upon failing his mission, it attempted to retreat, but was blasted by Kirks, who seemed to be having trouble with casting his magic. Your party informed Captain Callan of the incident, and he proceeded to ask the Arcane Wardens to cast Detect Invisibility around the clock. After briefly visiting Atesh for some healing, the party set out to the pinnacle via the road. During the day, the party noticed that they were being stalked by something. Not much an invisible being, however, but more a pair of giant birds. Towards the end of the day, one of these rocks streaked into your party, intending to steal a snack or perhaps a horse or a tiefling. Xander, in a stroke of genius, quickly tied a giant noose and handed the remaining borrowed rope to the rest of the party.
What
With the
stupidity?
instruction,
Which one is that to be saying?
Hey man, it worked. Instructed with the instructions, get ready to pull. The party, still in the cart, trusting Xander, tied the rope to the cart and got ready to do just that. As the bird flew closer, the horses were spooked, but Kirks, pushing through the resistance that he felt, began to hurl eldritch magic and a fireball at the oncoming bird of prey. But it did not seem to faze it. Realizing his situation, he quickly hid behind the conjured enormous tentacle that Lilypad controlled. As the rock tried to streak past the tentacle was able to get a quick grab and pulled it in close. Xander used this opportunity with his mage hand to bring the giant noose around the rock, and the cart full of his party members were rushing away with the help of a very scared Nutmeg. With the momentum of the rock coming in and the cart quickly changing the direction of the rock with the rope attached to it, the rock was pulled like a tumbling water skier behind a speeding boat. Unable to gain a footing, the rock was battered and beaten until eventually Lilypad was able to charm it with Friends with Animals spell. Kirk's able to speak with the beast, had a conversation with the rock, and learned that he was very hungry. The party proceeded to heal the bird, who was badly beaten up by the tree it was flung into, as well as hunt for it, bringing back 2 fresh deer. The rock, thankful for its meal and its mending, all whilst under the charm of Lilypad, offered the party aid once, should he be in the area. The rock was allowed to leave and flew further south, most likely to join its brethren. This is where we left off.
Cool.
Sweet.
So currently you're on the basic. Well, you guys are getting ready to rest, actually.
Whoops.
Yes.
So, what would you guys like to do? Who's taking
Can
the
I
first
please
watch?
be put back on the map?
Yes, I can do that. Hang on, let me get you.
Why don't you just drag yourself on there, James?
I tried, it doesn't work.
Strange, should work. There you go. No worries. Let's get rid of that.
Yeah, it works. Don't you do it? It's two with me now.
Yes, it doesn't work for me. I just tried it.
All right.
Drag your name, not the.
I did.
So currently, you guys are getting ready to set up for camp. Is there anything you'd like to do before resting?
No, but I am going to take the watch.
You're taking the watch. Are you sleeping at all?
No, I don't need to this
sleeping?
time.
Okay. Sure. Anyone else on watch with Sentinel?
Yeah, I reckon sailors can.
Sailors? Okay. Sure. No worries.
Can I
Everyone-
ask Lilypad to help me find some berries? Will teach me?
Sure can. Let's go
Okay.
on a berry hunt.
Would you be able to make a survival check, Xander, with advantage because Lilypad's helping you?
17.
17. Okay, you're able to find a couple bushels of berries and are actually able to come up with quite a few. You have about, we'll say a handful of berries, about 10 berries that you're able to collect.
10 berries.
Mhm.
How much are
That's
these
a nice
berries weigh?
find.
So for 10 berries, I'll say that's going to be about
Hey, Pensy.
0.5 pounds. Half a pound. Okay, so you've got that. Just so you know, you guys do need to drink water as well. Do you guys want to search for some water around the area?
Yes.
Didn't I refill our water skins before?
Oh, you
yes,
did,
you
that's
did.
right.
Never mind,
Yeah.
you're right.
But
you
was
did.
that a day's travel, and now this is a...
No, this is going to be after the first day.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, and it will be one more day until you get to the outskirts of the pinnacle proper.
I was gonna say because I asked for rations when we were in
Yeah,
town,
you did.
and then I'm pretty sure we then asked if we could do water as well, and that was
Mhm.
the same day. Yeah.
No, you guys did fill up before going, so you guys
Yeah.
are okay. Yep, but you do use your water skin up today, just so you know. And also take off 1 ration for everyone.
Rations. Where are my rations? Yeah.
What are these
I'll take it from
peasants
the Kirks.
eating?
Yes, James. We have to eat. Not
Alrighty.
everyone's a robot.
Rabbit. Take one off for you as well. He doesn't have it as a... Where's his rations at? Where'd he put them? He's got a lot of stuff. What the hell? Sorry. Okay. Yeah, we'll get that sorted later. Okay. Sure. So you guys are settling down for the night?
Yep.
Sure.
Okay. Could you... I'm assuming that everyone else has gone to sleep and it's just Salas and
I have gone to sleep.
Sentinel up?
Sentinel, yeah.
Lilypad has tucked Terry into his little nighttime bed.
Into the
Nice.
ground.
It's a little
Oh.
knapsack.
I am sleeping in the tree
Okay.
because I am
sleeping.
bird.
Yep. Sure. No worries. Are you two doing anything whilst you're
I am
On
keeping watch.
Sailus is probably going to be camped up next to the cart.
Okay. Sure. Could have you both make a perception check.
That's a horrible roll, but let's see what bonuses I get. 11.
11. Okay.
16.
Okay. The night seems quite quiet. There doesn't seem to be much in the way of danger around the place. You do see a few birds fly overhead, not nearly as big as the one that you just encountered, of course. But yeah, seems to be a bit of wildlife about the place, but it seems fairly peaceful. Watch goes by without any issue.
Are you sure?
I am sure. Who's taking second watch?
Yeah, might as well.
Okay.
All right,
Sure.
bedtime for sailors.
Could I have a new perception check, please?
Me as well.
Yes.
23.
Good, because mine was 9.
Okay. 23. Xander, you do see a pack of roaming horses just off to the north. Seem wild, but they head off further and further north. As for you, Sentinel, it's strange. You are standing there watch, but somehow your eyes start to kind of fall down and you actually go into a sleep of sorts
Weird.
for just a moment. And you hear a crack in the distance and your eyes come straight back open again. And there you are on the battlements of the northern wall of Varen'thul. The mist is deep in the trees, made opaque by the luminescent crystals that are prevalent throughout the forest. This mist is unnatural, teeming, and every now and again, one of the lights in the mist flicker in and out as if something is moving past it. You stand there on the wall, a foot soldier amongst many. Mostly other warforged, but there are a substantial number of archers as well, and spellcasters, all elves. After taking in your surroundings, you see it, a swarm of death crawling from the mists. Ghouls charging the walls, climbing them with their hooked metal claws and makeshift body parts. Following them up, wights poised with arrows flying into your shield as well as the elves and warforged around you. A ghoul makes it to your position, and you bat it off with your shield. Another jumps onto an elf next to you, and you cleave its head off, helping up the elf. A fleet of gloom stalkers carrying white riders swarm the battlements, some taken down by well-placed ballista shots and arcane magic. And it isn't too long before a massive shape begins to charge through the mists. A hunking golem of flesh, bone, and metal. Its arms are replaced with rams, and its head comes to some sort of horn. And the elven ballistas are able to train on it, aiming for its legs, and is just able to take it down before it gets to the wall. There's a moment in the chaos that echoes through your mind. You look past the swarm of death to the edge of the mist, where there is a single ashen-colored tiefling with the intricate horns steps out of the mist. Her midnight eyes look directly at you, and a wide smile creeps across her face. Objectively beautiful face, I might add. She raises her hand in a flash of movement, and a force is released directly at the gate to your left. The battlement explodes, rock and war machines go flying, and you yourself are tossed into the air before landing quite hard on your head. And as you hit, you jolt yourself out of this stasis. You've never dreamed before now. What changed?
Ooh.
His perception, it was shit.
His perception was shit. He knows stuff, basically. The rest of your watch comes without much.
Can I try to follow the horses?
You want to try follow the horses? Sure, make a perception check again.
He's having Nam flashbacks, that's what it is.
24.
You're able to follow them. Yep, you're flying up, basically following them as flying, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're able to keep track of them. What are you doing with them?
Want to just watch and observe where they go, see if we can pick it up in the morning and maybe get some.
Okay. They seem to head, they're running quite fast, not away from anything per se, but you follow them for a bit, and they eventually come to kind of a greener area, and they start to graze a little bit onto the grass and such there. It seems that they are staying there for the night.
Alrighty. Oh, guess I'll fly back and let the party know that I followed some horses.
Okay, well, the only person awake right now is
Yeah,
Sentinel,
well,
so...
In the morning, I'll tell
Sure.
them.
Okay. Your guys' night goes by without too much of an issue, and Sentinel, your thoughts are lingering on this dream or vision that you've been granted. Who's taking the next watch? Last watch?
I'm happy to.
Sure.
Oh,
and-
Murray just farted.
Sentinel, you're staying up as well?
Yeah,
Yep, okay, sure. Could I have you both make perception checks?
18.
18. Okay, you... Okay, what was yours, Lilypad?
It is 17.
17. Okay, you both notice that a familiar large shape streaks over the top and then dives and then comes back up again.
A familiar. What kind
Familiar,
of? What kind?
large shape,
Like a rock.
like a rock.
Oh, okay, not a gloomstalker. Okay.
Not a gloomstalker. No.
It's eating the horses that Dylan followed. Maybe.
It could be friendly.
It could mistakenly take him for one of the like a smaller bird and pluck him out of the air. Oh no,
And I'm in a tree. I'm not in the air.
that's fine. Doesn't matter.
Also, we can see him, so
Yeah.
definitely wasn't taking Xander.
Squawk, squawk, help me!
But apart from this, your watch also goes by without too much of an issue.
Am I by myself?
Mm-hmm. Currently.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Are you talking about your watch by yourself? Because Sentinel
Yeah.
is still up too.
No, Sentinel's still up.
Yep.
I'd like to ask him some questions.
Sure. Go for it.
So, Sentinel, you know how you said that you were running from some bad juju when I first met you?
Sure, yep.
Yeah, yeah. Is that why you're going to the pinnacle? Or why are you going to the pinnacle?
Partially why. Probably should warn them. I mean, who wants to fight an army of undead?
Do you think they're going towards the pinnacle?
Who knows? But if the Gloomstalker's out this way, and I've fought some form of... Do I remember this dream?
Yeah.
Or like, yeah?
You do.
I'm gonna mention the dream and tell the story of what just happened. Because there was Gloomstalkers in that, right?
Mm-hmm. There were.
So I'll say that, just one of those things that attacked us at that inn, at the river crossing, or whatever it was. I've seen those before. And they're not fun. So...
Yeah, they don't seem fun. Do you think that...
probably warn them.
Do you think we keep getting attacked because of what you saw?
I don't think so.
No?
This was
He's lying.
long time ago.
Okay, but now we've been attacked twice, our group.
Yeah, but I was also with an army of elves last time. I don't think they're charging after anyone specific, more just anything around.
I've just never been attacked so frequently.
Well, not a soldier, I guess.
No, I'm definitely not.
Get used to it, little girl.
That's all I ever did, all that ever happened to me, and that's why I'm here.
Okay.
I know nothing but war.
That's very interesting. Alright,
I'm just gonna now look back into the distance and nod.
one other thing. Are you interested in changing your appearance? Sprucing yourself up a little bit, I could help.
Like shiny?
Like adding some flowers.
I mean,
I could help you decorate.
I'm okay for now.
Okay. If you change your mind, come
Sure.
find me.
Alright. Anything else you guys want to do whilst you're on watch?
Nah.
Nope.
You come to the next day, and nice bright skies, another lovely day. You are far in the distance from the clouds now, that seem to be further off to the west. The day is yours. What would you like to do?
I'm
Go find
meditating.
my horses.
You gonna go look for the horses?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and
See if I
make
can find them.
make a perception check.
20.
20. You don't find the horses, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Not at least where they were. You can try and make a
Wait.
survival check to see where they went, maybe.
14.
14. Okay, looking at the tracks along the ground as best you can see, you can tell that they scattered. Something spooked them. And where you saw maybe 6 horses before, you now only see that there were 4 that scattered.
They're getting eaten.
Did they tell me that there was a rock?
No.
No. Okay. Damn.
So, you come back to the camp, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
Sure. Heavy heart that you can find the horses again.
I'm gonna start packing our stuff back into the cart,
Sure, no worries. Bring the car
gearing
around.
up to move.
Lilypad is meditating.
Sure, Yep, no worries. Can I please...
And I feel Terry is vibing along as well.
Okay, sounds good.
He's vibing.
Yeah, I'm meditating and he's
I want to
vibing.
go over to
Is-
Lilypad and ask her if she wants to feed my horsey.
Shh,
Or
I am meditating. Please
So
do not interrupt us.
Okay, yeah, piss off.
Okay, I will go and feed my horsey.
Sure, you're feeding Nutmeg?
Yeah.
Yep, sure. Go ahead and make an animal handling check with advantage.
20.
20. Your horse is loving you. You think that
It's vibing.
it's vibing, yeah, and that you have a fairly strong relationship with your horse.
That's nice. That's cute. Don't know
All
why
right.
it's a horse.
What's that?
Huh?
What'd you say?
I said I don't know why he has a horse. Doesn't need no horse.
Because I claimed Amari's horse.
Basically did. Anyway, you got the cart there now, and you guys are looking to head towards the pinnacle.
Yep.
Yep. Gather all your things, and you start heading out. This is where you are. You have about half a day's journey, and you get to this point here.
Okay.
And this is when you start seeing the kind of outer wall that you remember from the southern part of the outskirts of the pinnacle. The one that kept in Brackenworth, as well as all the kind of harvesters and the farmers and such, where basically they usually till the lands. And you come up to this. It's not a large wall, but it is fairly big, and you see that it is quite well guarded along the battlements. You have a feeling that word has gotten to the pinnacle that something's awry, or maybe something else has happened.
Yeah, maybe it's just multigrain instead.
So you're approaching the you're approaching the gate. What is your marching order here?
That's a good question, DM.
Are we not in the cart?
Yeah, sure. So is who's in the cart and who's on the horse?
I'm in the
guessing
cart.
Kirk's is probably on his horse, yeah?
I'd say so. I'm
Sure.
flying.
I'm in the
Who's-
cart.
Who's
I'd
at the
be
front of the cart?
So be in the car.
I guess I'll be at the front of the cart.
And I suppose, what's it called? Xander, you'd also be towards the front, yeah? Because
Yeah.
it's your horse and you're controlling it?
Yeah, well, I'm flying.
Oh, you're flying, okay. So
I'm-
who's controlling the horse then?
Was it
Oh,
Kirk's?
No,
No,
Kirk's is
Kirk's has
riding
got his own.
his.
Right.
We've only got one horse leading the.
Isn't
I'd
Nutmeg
either
like
say
trailing?
Sailors.
I was going to say
No,
probably.
Nutmeg's pulling the horse. Unless
Nutmeg's
unless
pulling
we
the cart.
unless we put Kirk's in front of that and Nutmeg is following Kirk's. Like
Yeah.
on a lead rope.
That could work, although Kirk's is not here right now and there's going to be some dialogue coming up. I'd prefer that one of you guys did it rather
I
than
can
me
jump on
being
the
Kirk.
horse.
Okay, sure. No worries. So you guys are coming up to the front of the gate, and let me just change the music really quickly. One of the guards at the top notices your arrival. A lot of them have crossbows, and they're not trained in your position. They don't look hostile, but it says, "Halt! Who goes there?"
This is me, Lilypad, and Terry, and the rest of the people.
What is your business?
We'd like to get into the pinnacle. Pinnacle, yes.
Pinnacle.
I don't know if she's been here before.
Please make sure that your weapons are laid down as we inspect you.
I put Terry down.
Is everyone else getting out of the cart?
I guess I'll land.
Yeah.
Yep, sure. Everyone's landing.
I will take out all of my swords, bows, daggers, everything. Just
Sure,
lay
yeah.
them on the
Just
ground.
Lay 'em on the ground.
Do we
Sure.
have to remove our quivers?
What's that, sorry?
Do we have to remove our quivers? Because it's a bit of a pain in the ass. Because you're like, I got a nice cloak on, and you know,
Just take your arrows out.
Sailors will probably just take the arrows out. Yeah.
probably just take the arrows out. Just
Yeah.
I'm going
So-
to lay my shield down, face
Mhm.
down, and
Yep.
put everything on top of it.
Okay, sure.
They're not gonna be able to lift your ginormous axe, though.
You see from the top of the wall that three figures covered in very familiar kind of half plate with kind of a purple robes. They fade out and then fade back into existence right in front of you, and you recognize these as three arcane wardens. They start going through your weapons and such, as well as look through your cart. There doesn't seem to be a lot in the cart that seems suspicious. And they say, "Very well, you are free to go. Open the gate," and then they all fade out again and teleport
Open
to
the
top,
gate.
and the gates start to open, and
I will
you're
pick
allowed
my
in.
stuff back up.
I'll pick up Terry.
Cool.
Okay. Before they leave, can I ask them to send a message to? Where is it? I'm going.
I don't know.
What's it called? The Temple of Eladine. That I have arrived, and I will be there shortly.
Okay, so you're telling one of who are you telling this
The
to?
Arcane Wardens.
Arcane Warden. Okay. One of the Arcane Wardens says, "Yes, I can do this for you. Just let me check through your things there." And he pats you down and such, and then after they teleport back up, you see that one of the Arcane Wardens at the top, he's got his hand up to his temple, and he seems to be talking in the direction of the pinnacle.
Okay.
Yep. So you're allowed through. You come out to a familiar sight since you went out this way. To go towards Fenric Fortress. There appears to be a fort here, as well as a small marketplace. Doesn't really appear to be much of like a tavern or anything like that, but it's only halfway through the day. You could still make it a bit further on.
Yes. Beverage.
Can we stop and refill our water skins?
Yes, you're
Yeah.
able to. There is a well in town there, and you are able to refill your water skins there for
Awesome.
free.
Nice.
Easy. All right, we're still pressing on.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
Are we in
Yeah.
the town where Snap Bolts is?
No, that is
No.
down here in Brackenworth.
Brackenworth. That's okay.
Yes, that's down here.
Maybe
But
later
just for the sake of brevity, are you guys looking to go straight to the pinnacle, or are you looking to go to Brackenworth?
I don't know.
Can we? Doesn't say can we do one and then the other?
Yeah, it's up to you what you want to do.
What do you guys reckon?
Well, doesn't Xander have a mission to do?
Well, you all have a mission to do, and Phelan says, "I would very much like to get to the pinnacle and back to my
Yeah.
people to let them know that I am safe."
Yeah.
Sure, let's do that.
All right.
All right, let's go, Caster. And you guys set off towards the pinnacle. It takes you about another day to get to the front of the pinnacle, or at least well, I mean, you get to here, and then you're kind of like on the outskirts. Guys can press on to get into the pinnacle if you like. It'll be at night, but that's okay.
I mean, I don't know about you guys, but if we're gonna play this safe, probably makes more sense that we wait till morning before we head through, because I don't know if we're gonna get attacked or they're gonna try and imprison us. I prefer that to happen during the day than at night. You know,
Okay.
but there's no.
Phelan
This
says,
one's scared of the dark.
Phelan says, "Why would we be imprisoned? We have not committed any crimes here, unless
never
there
know.
is something else."
Does
Is there
Sailor
something
have
you're
a
not telling
hood?
me, Sailors? Sailors does have a hood, yes.
I want to put it over his head.
Okay,
over
so
his ears.
He's gonna like look sort of half confused back to Sentinel and be like, okay.
He should
well,
remember that
he,
the
he,
human
Yeah, he
does,
should
he
remember.
does, he does, he does remember, and he says, "Fair point. I don't want to be arrested again. We've had that happen too many times. Although I am in some more decent clothing, one might argue.
You got arrested?
Yes, upon arrival into the pinnacle, I was arrested on the spot for wearing Etholokian clothing, and then we were eventually
Don't
parted.
trust elves.
Do they trust
Well-
gnomes?
I don't think they have a problem with gnomes,
Okay.
but
They might
I
not
mean,
be able to tell the difference between a gnome and a tiefling.
I think they could definitely tell the difference between a gnome and a tiefling.
Is there a difference between a gnome and a tiefling?
What? Are you for
What are
real?
you talking about? Do you know what a tiefling is?
I'm looking them up.
It's what Kirk's is.
Yes, I know.
They're tall.
A gnome
They're
is
blue.
like-
They got
yeah.
horns.
Yeah, gnomes are different.
They're
They're kind
basically
of like
that-
halflings.
They're demons.
Yeah, no. Tieflings are basically demons. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Makes sense now. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. No,
Moving on.
yeah. That's a good. Yeah. So, Salus and Phelan both seem happy to be able to press on into the pinnacle. If you guys are happy to.
Yep.
Sure thing.
Yeah.
Okay, so you press on. You get to the front gates. They appear to let you in fairly easily. This is where you guys are currently. Get you over there. All right, so you guys are on the western side over here, towards this gate here. They let you in, since this is fairly kind of late in the day, like I'm talking like 8 p.m. at night.
Oh,
Around
past
that.
your bedtime.
No, it was well past the bedtime. What would you guys like to do? You guys are now inside of the city.
Ask the guard where the Temple of Eladine is.
This is Temple of Eladine is in the Noble Rise. Although, however, I wouldn't suggest going there quite at this late hour.
Rightio. Where's a decent tavern?
Decent tavern, one down in the trade district. Just head around the corner there to your right, down the main road.
Thank you.
Oh, excuse me. Do you have a botanist in town?
Yes, we do. In fact, that will also be available up in the Noble Rise. Well, if you're looking for good quality herbs. But we do have a couple of amateur alchemists around the commons.
More looking for someone who knows plants and how to keep them alive rather than drying them out and trying to grind them up.
Well, that's when you want to be looking at the Noble Rise. You want to
Okay.
be talking to the Blackthorn family.
Ooh.
All right. So you guys are looking to go to this tavern then?
Yeah.
Okay. So you head into the tavern, and I can't remember, what did I call it before? I couldn't find it.
Um,
You guys remember?
Don't remember.
I don't remember it either.
No clue, honk.
Hogwash? No, where was Hogwash? Brackenworth.
Hogwash with Brackenworth. I'm gonna call this one.
Bulma?
Hang on.
Bulma?
Yeah, well, that was
Bulma?
it. Bulma.
Bulma?
Bulma Inn. That was the one.
Yeah.
You come to the Bulma Inn. You guys have been here before.
Starter, Bulma.
The tavern keeper doesn't recognize you 100% straight away, but as soon as the Warforged walks in, it's like, oh, I remember you. Welcome. You looking for a night, few rooms to stay in?
I'm gonna nod at him.
Well, that'll be 1 gold for each of you. Thank you.
I'll put it on the counter.
Thank you. And slides the coins into a kind of chest. Everyone else paying for their.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Coming into the inn, you do notice that this is it doesn't seem to be extremely crowded. You do notice that there's quite a few people getting rather drunk. A party of like about 7 over at a table, and they're getting quite loud and rambunctious. You do see a few quiet drinkers in the corners as well, and apart from that, it seems like a fairly quiet night at the
I want
moment.
to order some dinner.
Sure. That is going to be costing you. How fancy are you looking?
Medium.
Medium? Okay, that's going to be
A good feed. A good feed.
That's going to be 5 silver. Oh, good feed? 1
Yeah.
gold.
1 gold.
Yeah, 1 gold for a good feed.
Yeah,
Okay,
you get
anyone
that
else?
premium bird seed, boy.
That's it. Everyone else just looking to chill out for the night,
Yep.
basically?
Sure.
Yep.
Does that
okay.
include drink as well?
You looking to drink too?
Yeah, I'll have
That'd-
I'll have 1 ale.
1 ale? Okay, that's going to cost you another 2 silver.
Alright.
Alright, I'm guessing that most of you guys are just chilling out for the night.
Yeah.
Yep.
Does anyone want to do anything before heading to bed, or...?
Nope.
Okay. So there's going to be required no watches here because, you know, you're inside of a tavern and it's fairly safe. You'll wake up the next morning and the day is yours. What would you
It
like
could
to
be
do?
thug swig. You don't know.
I know, and I'm scared.
Give
City
the
boy.
tavern keeper 3 silver for his good hospitality.
He thanks you generously, and he says, "Yeah, have some breakfast on the house."
Oh, I won't say no to that.
Well, you did pay for it basically just now.
I suppose so.
you got some breakfast now. You got some bacon and some eggs.
I do
And
like
he says,
bacon.
"You're not this is not offensive to give you eggs, is it?"
I was about to make that.
Oh, damn. Pensy,
As long as
you had
it's
a
not
crit
mine, I'm
fail.
good with it.
And you
Definitely
hit a
not yours.
teammate?
Anyway.
Have I ever done that? Yes.
All right.
Yes,
So
I have done that.
you guys are now
So big
in the middle
yikes.
of, or not the
But
middle of,
it
but on the
happens.
outskirts of the pinnacle, basically. Not outskirts. You're in the pinnacle. You're in the kind of common area, basically. You see that there's quite a few people, a variety of different people, although mostly humans, a few elves, a couple dwarves that you've seen as well, and maybe a speckling of other races around the place as well. But it seems mostly human inhabited.
No warforged.
No Warforged at all. You were the only one, and you're drawing a bit of attention. Just people haven't seen the likes of you before, really. Apart from that one time that you came through.
Should have decorated
So-
you with flowers.
Pretty
So-
pink ones too.
Phelan is saying, "Well, me and Caster should definitely get to the Temple of the Radiant Sun. Is anyone looking to join?"
I think we'll all go with him.
Yeah. We're a
Depending-
group.
Wouldn't they still be a little bit awkward or cautious of sailors?
No, not really. Why do you say that?
Well, it's just because last time, yeah, he was arrested because he was an elf.
He
Like I
might
said-
be being
like-
cautious.
Like I said, when he originally came into the pinnacle, he was still wearing Etholokian like garments and such. Currently, he's changed clothes since then, and you are noticing, or well, Sailors is noticing that there are quite a few. Not quite a few, but a decent number of elves that are roaming the town. There doesn't appear to
He's
anyone.
another
He's just another elf at this point in time, but he did stand out quite a bit because he came into the town as an Etholokian elf.
Yeah, yeah.
So no one's really taking notice of him at this point in time. You guys are out in the kind of marketplace out in the trade district, and you guys are looking to all head up towards here, up to the temple.
Yeah.
I will head to the temple.
How do you know this
You
group?
doing Temple of Eladine, or you looking to
They're
do Temple of,
friends.
Radiant Sun?
Did you join them like I did by
Eladine.
knowing one person?
Eladine. Okay.
Or
So,
all mates.
you're-
all mates.
Accompany them until the gate.
Okay. Sure. You get to
But
the
yeah, it
commons.
is
As you
hard
guys
to
are
find
walking,
a D&D
you
group
are
sometimes.
hearing the town crier in the distance as well. He's more standing at the kind of square towards the statue there in the middle of the commons, and you hear him say, "Nobleman's daughter gone missing for a month. Price has been increased to 5,000 gold pieces to bring her back alive. Inquire at the Blackthorns estate in the noble quarter." He also
Oh,
says,
Blackthorn.
Shadows rising in the west. All travel through Toromir Exchange, highly ill-advised. And then lastly he says, archaeologists in search of hirelings who escort north, inquire at the ancient explorer's foundation. And that's what you hear as you're heading through the town, and it echoes off in the distance. So we're splitting off at this point. I'm going to have the Radiant Sun people go first, and then we'll talk about your exchange that we have there, Dylan. Does that sound good?
Sure.
Ooh,
Okay.
we can find out more about Dylan.
Cool.
Well, not really.
So-
'Cause
No, we get to find out more about Dylan. Well, listen.
Okay. So you
Oh,
get
dude.
to the fairly familiar entrance of what looks very similar to the cathedral that you saw in Fenric, that you came out of in Fenric. You now notice the very similar architecture here. Sorry. So you enter into that familiar-looking entrance, much like the archway entrance that led out of the cathedral in Fenric. But instead of a decrepit building with dried blood everywhere, you instead find a crimson carpet, clean and crisp, lining a pathway to a secondary chamber. The carpet is flanked by braziers roaring with fires, and Dawnbringers praying to them. Paladins of the Radiant Sun walk in and out of small doors, some reading their librams, others approaching Dawnbringers for guidance. And as you walk further in with Phelan and Caster, a paladin with a particularly intricate plate walks up to meet you. He says, Phelan, Caster, by Solaris! When I'd heard that you'd not come back for a fortnight, I'd feared the worst. And he smiles warmly and embraces them both. Lightbringer Latimir. Phelan bows deeply and salutes with his hand over his heart. It's a blessing to be in your presence again. I must thank you for your sending of these, it looks back to you, adventurers, to be able to back us up. I don't think either I nor Caster would be alive had you not sent them. And this paladin that you now know as Lightbringer Latimir, he turns his gaze to the party, and he has this kind of salt and pepper hair with flecks of grey mixed in. He smiles warmly with a strong jaw and flexes, and a set of clean white teeth are revealed. And he says, well, you have to thank Varen'thul for this one. He's the one that put up with this lot for the task. You have my thanks, strangers. I will ensure that you are rewarded generously. And he bows towards you and turns back towards Phelan and gets a bit more serious and says, but before we get to that, Phelan, did you complete your mission? And Phelan looks grimly at the Lightbringer and says, Latimir, we need to talk. There's something stirring in the west, and we need to be ready for it. Latimir looks back grimly at both Phelan, Caster, and then the party. Says, I see. Come back in with you and your friends. We'll discuss. And you guys are led back through the secondary chamber to a kind of office of sorts. And he says, he sits down in his chair with you guys all still standing, and he kind of leans on a little bit and he says, well now, where to begin? What do you know? Does anyone want to pipe up at this point?
Nope.
So that'd be either Lilypad or Sentinel.
What do we know?
Or Salus as well, yeah.
This is Terry.
Vladimir kind of looks over and says,
Don't think that's going to work.
looks like a very healthy plant.
Thank you. I've tried so hard.
He kind of looks off, not like really, like, he didn't seem like he meant the compliment. Is anyone wanting to speak up saying what happened?
I don't really know.
I know you don't.
I'll just explain to him the details of what we ran into.
Okay.
I'm not going to go through the whole thing because that'll take a year.
Okay. Sure.
Basically, give him the rundown of what we encountered,
Uh-huh.
what happened to Listel,
Okay.
or what we know happened to Listel,
Sure.
Amari, etc.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have said
And-
too much about Amari because
No. I'll just. Well, he's gonna know that she's not here.
yes,
And I'll just explain that we have to go explain that to someone else, and just keep that on the down low.
Okay, sure. So halfway through your discussion that you're having with him, and it's kind of a back and forth. He's listening intently at what you have to say, as well as what Phelan has to say, and he kind of concurs with your story. He says that you encountered this being called the Watcher, and that you had been attacked twice since you had been coming back towards the pinnacle to let, basically, the kingdom know what's going on. And halfway through that discussion, a Dawnbringer comes through the door and he says, Commander Latimer, there's a guest that urgently needs your attention. And Miss Latimer, like kind of still sitting back in his chair, says, bring them in. And walking through the door, you see... Wig, would you like to be able to describe your character, please?
Ooh, this is exciting. Hang on, I have to bring all of the information up. I was caught off guard. Damn it. Where is it? So, to everyone else's eyes, she appears human. She appears to be just another run-of-the-mill individual, however, she is not. As she's walking through, you all notice that she's unused to being in these sort of surroundings. She's more used to the outdoors, a more nomadic way of living. She has a surprisingly pale skin, and as she walks in, you all notice, or you notice that she has a single tattoo on her left wrist of a crescent moon, and she has interesting piercing eyes of a fiery yellow that sort of goes against her short black hair as she walks forward. She is actually of the Kalashtar, one of the beings from the western deserts.
Okay.
Pretty sure that's all, Hank.
Sure. As you glean this knowledge as she enters the room, Latimer kind of props himself up and says, "Ah, my lady, how might I be of assistance to you?"
I've been following my way east. There's been this peculiar thing I've been sensing. It's drawn me further east. It's hard to explain. We Kalashtar have a peculiar connection with our people, and it was impeded on by this presence. It's the only way I can describe it. And
Presence, you say?
yes, it's like a ringing in your ears that consumes you. You can't even begin to imagine what it does to you. It has cut off all connection to my friends, my family, and you can't escape it.
I'm familiar with your telepathic links of your people. Might I ask why you came to the pinnacle for such a peculiar disturbance?
I've been noticing this difference about these certain people. I feel greater connection to some than others, and the further I've come, the strangely more able I'm able to cope with this interruption in this connection. And the pinnacle seems to be almost a safety barrier that's being attacked.
Actually, Wig, just so you know, it's a lot louder here. Like, it's the
Oh.
loudest it's ever been.
Right, in which case,
You've been
I was
following.
about to say,
Yeah.
but that's now being penetrated. It's calling everything here. This is a focus. Everything seems to be happening here. I don't know why, but it's been drawing me further east until I've reached here.
Well, I think what you've been describing has been something similar to what's been happening here in the city, actually.
How do you mean?
Well, when we, as we are, we don't generally have a telepathic link to each other. But, however, when we're getting a lot of complaints of not being able to sleep at night because of a similar ringing that you're referring to.
Oh god.
The brains.
Perhaps the two are connected, and we will be having an audience with the king later today to be able to discuss this. I would be honored if you would join us with that as well.
If that's what's needed.
I think it's necessary.
I've come all this way to put a stop to this. I've been split off from all that I've known.
My lady, you said you came from the west. What was your name again, sorry?
Kildry.
Kildry. My name is Lord Latimer. Lovely to meet you. I am the Grand Master of the Radiant Sun here in the Pinnacle. You said you came from the west. We have just had disturbing reports that there are potentially an army of undead coming from the west. Did you come across any such beings?
I generally keep to myself. I've seen evidence of others, but I just didn't want to really approach anyone.
Any evidence of undead?
As far as I can tell, there could be. I think
from when you were traveling, just so you know, from when you were traveling, you came in through Moorgate across the sea.
Okay.
So you know, and you found that quite uncomfortable being on the boat because you're used to walking around and being able to travel places.
Oh,
and
yeah.
walk around. And then you took in the kind of western river, not going past Hormir, but you did go past the river land crossing. Still on water, by the way, I might add. And you did not really notice much of any undead disturbance when coming in. Just so you know, and it is eerily quiet. I'm trying to get some sort of other music here. Sorry, just a moment.
Evidence of trespassers, evidence of... I don't know what peoples.
No peoples?
Don't know what sort of peoples. Whether they are human, or is she look across at sailors or elves.
Okay.
I've not seen one of you, as she says that as she looks across to Cent.
I'm just gonna look back and yeah, same. to you.
God, I don't have anything for this, do I? What the fuck? Where's my cathedral music? What the shit? Okay, never mind.
Oh.
This is a new experience for the both of us.
We'll do this one. Alrighty. So, Lord Latimer has basically told you that looking for an audience with the king in regards to not only the situation that Kildry is dealing with, but also the situation that is arising in the west, and that later today you will be able to. You will all be there for. He's asking you basically, are you happy to be coming to this audience to see the king?
I'm going to nod.
Yes, the
So with that,
king.
you're in
Terry will get to meet the king.
the king. Yes. Sailors can't help but smile and says, "I'm happy to talk with the king as well. Although, will he be willing to see someone of my stature?" And Latimer looks back and says, "My dear elf, we're not nearly as racist as you might believe." He says, "What about somebody from the Etherlock Woods?" And Latimir kind of like looks you up and down and says, "You're from the Etherlock Woods." Sailor's kind of like, "Yes." And Latimir says,
Unfortunately.
"That will not be an issue. In fact, I think you'll be an asset, my dear man." And Sailors looks up, somewhat surprised. And that is where we'll leave that. He does pay you well. He gives you a sum of... I'm going to change this music. It's not good music.
Oh, but Kildry doesn't get any of the money.
Do I get money?
It's not,
Sound like a
unfortunately.
I get the money.
You got yourself 8,000 gold, as well as a favor from the Church of the Radiant Sun.
Giggity gig. What?
Games, really.
Alright.
All right. So going over now to Xander. You're currently at the gate.
Hold on, quick question. How many of us were in that room that did that task that we got
No,
paid
we're
for?
splitting who's what. Yeah.
Yeah, so how are you splitting it?
So you got 8,000 gold.
Yep.
That was who was there? Was Lilypad?
When-
no,
when-
not
hold on.
Lilypad. Sentinel, Xander. Not even Xander actually.
Nope.
Sentinel.
Sentinel, Kirk, Listel, and Amari. And
So you and Kirk's fourth G each.
Basically. So,
Unless
yeah.
you choose to split it with people that helped you.
Kirk's is gonna. I'm gonna say for Kirk's because I think he would do this. He's going to give 1,000 to Xander. I think that would happen.
I'll split my share with Salus.
Mhm. Oh, Salus was there too. Salus is a part of it too. He was there in the original.
Then
In fact, it's 2,666 each.
Yeah.
Because there's 3 of you.
Sure. Salus says he doesn't need that much money. He'd only like maybe 500 of the cut.
alright, well, I guess give some of the rest of his to the to Lilypad.
Sure.
How much do I get? I can't put it all in my hands.
That's up to Salus.
So how much did you give Salus?
What was his cut?
2,666. He only wanted 500, so that leaves 2,166 left.
I'll take 1,000 and he will give 1,600 to Lilypad.
Whoa! I can't fit it all in my hands.
So I got how much again? It was
2,666.
6.
Oh, I'm
And you'll be able
rich.
to.
I'm
You'll be able
rich.
to pay. I'm going to say that.
I'm over carrying capacity.
Just
Some
on
to Terry.
gold.
Some to Terry.
Give some to Terry.
I have to carry him too.
Oh, where did we leave Nutmeg and that at the tavern?
Probably.
I mean, would you have, or would you brought them by?
I probably would have assumed we would have left them there.
You
Yeah.
just leaving them there?
Would have tied
in-
him up somewhere, yeah.
Yeah, in the
Stabled them.
stable. Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Sure. Easy done.
Dude, I'm a rich robot now.
I'm a rich gnome that's encumbered.
I'm a collector.
200 gold.
What? 2,000, right?
2,666.
No, you got
No.
you got
1,600.
you got 1,600
Yep.
from
So I'm up
Salus.
to 2G. I can't carry it. I need to spend it.
Really?
Yes, really.
It's very funny.
That is hilarious.
My strength modifier is minus.
Yes.
Really? Wow.
All
I'm a
right.
gnome.
Heading over to the bird, Xander. You approach the this kind of gate. This seems like a much larger gate than the original one that you passed through.
Which one, into the military quarters or the noble
Yes. So
rise?
currently you are here.
Right. Yep.
Yep. And
Gotcha.
you kind of wave down the guards at the top. They say, "State your business."
I'm here to visit the Temple of Eladine.
On what business?
I have
My business is my own.
been sent here by Lawmaster Atesh from the Riverland Crossing.
We've heard that you're coming. You may pass. And the gates start to open. The rock that seemed like impossible to move. You see two of the arcane wardens start to cast some magic and move the rock together. And you're able to pass through, as well as the military quarter, to the Noble Rise as well. And this is like an upmarket kind of district. You see quite a few guards lining this pathway that goes towards this massive gate that looks elven in nature, although it's kind of strange to you that elves would build into the side of a mountain. This is very odd. Okay, so
Kinda seems more like a dwarf thing to do.
yeah, exactly right. So it's strange that you see this big heavy elven gate there. All right, so the guards lead you towards the Temple of Eladine, which is just up here. And you have two bald women that seem like they are fucking ripped. They have
So are they or aren't they?
they are ripped.
Okay.
Yes, and they seem to have this kind of cloth on the side of their right arm that has the symbol of this owl on them. And you're like, yeah, I'm in the right place. I saw something of similar colors as well as a similar symbol on a tesh. And you are allowed inside of the temple.
Ooh, hell yeah.
Ooh.
So you are greeted as you enter kind of the foyer by another bald monk, although she seems to be, instead of the blue that was the other ones, she seems to be in kind of a red robe and attire. And she says, "We've been expecting you. Xander, was it?
Indeed.
We realize that you have some information in regards to a underground organization known as the Covenant of the Fallen.
I do indeed.
Do you have the writ that was written by Lord Master Atesh?"
Ah, yes, I do. I hand it to her.
She takes it from you and she reads it over. She scrolls it back up and then hands it off to another monk who takes it quickly and runs off with it. Says, "So what is your plan for this then?"
I want to explain to her that I pretty much just want to double cross them, set them up, make them think that I've accomplished my mission by doing what they told me to do, but
And how do you propose we do this?
I'm not 100% sure. That is why I have sought help.
We cannot allow you audience with the king one-on-one, unfortunately, as this is it's a security risk that we cannot take.
That is okay, as long as it is people that you trust in the room.
Do you have the coin on you?
I do indeed. I present it to her.
She takes the coin. She looks it over and she says, "I would prefer to know what this does before allowing this to occur. And I would apprise the king of the situation as well."
I have tried to figure out what it does, but we were interrupted by a invisible assassin.
An assassin? And
Yes.
she kind of looks up and she says, "What assassin?"
It was Riverland Crossing. He attacked one of the Radiant Sun monks, or paladins.
I see. Which paladin in particular?
Phelan.
Phelan's back.
Yes.
And that is quite.
We found him in the swamps near Fenric Fortress, along with Caster.
It's a surprise that he's back.
Surprised we're all back. After what we found there.
And what did you find?
The Watcher, lots of undead, and death.
Murray, please no.
Right. The Watcher. Could you tell me more about this Watcher?
Big scary man. Tried to kill us all. One of our party members, Liz Dell, seemed to, I wouldn't say know him, but I think her parent or her mother knew him. And we pretty much ran for our lives. He seemed to be some sort of dark magic person, man.
I see. And she's just writing down everything that you're saying, and saying, we'll have to get an archive and some more information on this Watcher, as we have not been able to. Well, your expedition, it appears, is the first to be able to come back from Fenric ever, really. So this is the first information we're hearing of this. Thank you for that.
We would like to thank it. Is it Dormitier?
Don't know a Dormitier? Nope.
Is that who helped us get out?
Yes, that was Dormitier.
Yeah, Dormitier. He
Good old Dormammu.
teleported us out with his little teleporting circle.
I don't know a Dormitier, but
He is friends with, is it Tinkerbolt? Or
Snaps.
Snapbolt.
Snapbolt's down in Brackenworth.
Yes, he was friends or partners or colleagues with him at one point.
And how did you come across this Dormitier?
He was living in Fenric Fortress.
Living in Fenric Fortress.
Yes, that is. You were just as surprised as we were.
Strange. Where is he now?
He returned to his home. His proper home. I can't remember what that was.
Make a history check.
History. Hang on. History.
Yep, definitely doesn't remember what that was.
You have no idea. You were not listening at all.
I have no fucking idea.
She says, well, thank you for your information. We have a meeting with the council this afternoon, with the king as well. I would like you to be there, and hopefully we can perform this ruse before then. I would like to take that coin from you and get it looked at a Taurus, or if you like, you may go there yourself and have it looked at.
You may do as you wish with it.
And so you're giving the coin over?
Yeah.
Okay, sure. She takes the coin and she says, meet me back here this afternoon towards about 4 o'clock. At 5, we meet with the king.
Will do.
She bows deeply and then takes the coin over to this kind of box, and she puts it in there, and she runs actually out the door past you towards Arthurus.
And my internet froze at she bows deeply.
She bows deeply, she puts the coin into this container of sorts, this box,
Yep.
and then she walks past you quite quickly, assumably towards wherever she said she was going.
Alright.
Cool. So, I'm going to say again, for the sake of brevity, you guys are able to come back together, meet up at the Commons. What would you guys like to do? Kildreen, you're basically waiting around for this this audience with the king. But if you'd like to role play out how you guys would like to be together, or that you want to maybe have someone that knows the city because you haven't actually been here before.
I don't know what went on.
Have
with
I
them,
been
so-
here before?
No.
No.
Neither of you have been there before. The only ones that have been here before are Sailors for a short time, Sentinel for a decent amount of time. Sentinel, you've been here once before, coming to the Pinnacle with the group, as well as Kirks has been here before too.
Is there a place that I can go to buy some magical items?
Yes, the guards are able to direct you to a place called the Arcanist Armory.
I would like to go and browse.
Tell you
their
what,
listing stock.
for the day, what we're going to do is we're going to have kind of a bit of a downtime thing. Whilst you're waiting for this audience with the king,
Mm-hmm.
you can do what you like in the city. What are some things that you would like to do for the day?
I want to find the Blackthorns.
You looking to go to the Blackthorns? Okay.
Yeah, I wanna go see if I can help find their daughter. It was their daughter, wasn't it? Yes. That was missing.
Sure.
I want to, because they have plants.
Sailors is also going to be coming with you as well.
Okay.
Okay, sure. Sentinel, what would you like to do?
I mean, browse weaponry.
Browse
have a
weaponry,
look.
okay. You're going to go to the Arcanist Armory, or you're looking to go to a weaponsmith or an armorer, or...
We'll go take a look through. Are they all in the same spot, roughly?
Yeah, around the same spot, yeah. Mostly
Yeah,
around
we'll
the trade
go to
district.
like weaponsmiths and things like that.
Okay, Killjoy,
Have a bit of a browse.
what would you like to do?
When we exited, did I see them? Like, did I ever hear them?
Yeah, so, I mean, because you guys didn't really roleplay it too much and didn't really get a...
We could meet
sense of what's going
outside.
on. I'm going to say that
I was-
you guys all met together, and Kildrey's kind of tagging along with.
I was
you guys,
gonna
considering
say,
you
like-
were going to be at the audience together.
Yeah, I was gonna say as we were leaving, like, before you asked me like what we wanted to do,
Sure.
can I just say that like, offer Kildrey a spot in our party, like tag along with us, we'll help you if you help us, kind of deal.
Sure.
I mean, it's better to do these things with someone than alone, to be fair. It's a dangerous world out there.
I agree. It definitely is dangerous. I mean, I could tell you stories about things I've come across, but
Same.
I'm assuming I wouldn't be intruding.
No,
Oh,
they
of
let
course
me
not.
in. They let me in, and Terry. This is Terry.
Hello. I'm sorry. What are you?
What am I? You can't ask me that.
I want to lean over and whisper.
And what? Oh, it's,
Oh, what's a gnome?
it's a me.
Your,
know,
your-
How Mario?
so your
Those
name's
things
Gnome.
you know those things you put in the garden?
Yeah, I love garden.
What's a garden?
It's
Yeah, garden gnome.
What's a garden?
it's like an outside area that's very well kept. Some humans do it.
I want to.
I
Is there
kind of
any
let my
like?
garden go
Is
crazy.
there any like plants and things that are like planted in the ground outside of buildings around from us now at the moment?
Yeah, there are a few.
I wanna
and there's
point
some
at
trees
one.
about as well.
That's
Yep.
kind of a
sure.
garden.
You point at a collection of, but actually it's quite an impressive garden that they've got out the front
Oh.
of their abode.
Like an oasis.
Sure. Yeah.
Flapper Club,
You guys don't have oasis
oasis.
here?
I'm from made for war. I spent most of my time defending ruins, or well, not at the time ruins, but keeps and forests and all sorts.
I protect forests.
What's a forest?
Lots of big trees all together in a big area.
You
So
know,
like
like
oasis.
Do you know what
the
trees are?
opposite.
Oasis?
Sure.
Yes.
Sure.
I mean, you never, whenever you go past an oasis in the desert, you never take an you never go past without filling up your water. Not that I need to, and then I like hold up the like this magic, this item in my left hand. It's like I have all the water I ever need in this.
And you see this kind of very, it seems like this big flask that kind of comes around like a spiral and has all these charms and such that are hanging off of it.
I've collected these since I was little. The first one came from one of my family members.
I'm gonna point out I don't ever need water, so
Well, neither do
seems
I.
weird to me.
I never need water either because I've got this.
But do you eat
Of course I eat.
like these people?
Of course I eat. I need food. Everyone needs sustenance.
I don't.
What you have something like this where you can just or you always
Nope.
have food or
Nope. I just exist, and it happens.
Sailor pipes up at this point and he says, Kildrey, where are you from? You look human to me.
That's what they all say.
Just offended.
Sailor's kind of just like looks around at the party and then looks back at you expectingly.
I'm from the deserts of the west.
Hey Dylan, I think it's you. Are you like eating something?
I am. I'll mute.
There is a lot of clanking.
There is a lot of noise coming from I'm from the western deserts of Varen'thul.
I've never been outside of Varen'thul. Where's Dwanthe?
It's a long way west.
West.
Um,
Have you been south?
I've only ever been in the deserts. This is as far as
Are there
this is
any?
the first time I've ever seen what the green scraggly stuff that grows out of the ground.
Oh,
Grass?
that's why he's confused
Is that
about
the-
forests.
Is that the word for it? Oh.
Have you seen dragons?
Have I seen? I don't think I've seen dragons.
Roll a
have
history check.
I don't know if she's actually any good at history. Oh, she's decent in history. 16.
16. You do know of tales of a dragon in Dwanthe in the center.
I relay this information.
Lilypad pulls out a map and ticks like. I only have a map of Varen'thul, but
Only currently a
Yeah.
map of Varen'thul.
Draws an arrow
Yeah,
pointing
arrow.
Yeah,
west.
draw an arrow that goes off the map of west. Maybe there's something over there.
maybe.
And
Puts a little
then
question mark next to it.
With a little dragon.
Sailor says to you now. You said something about what is the reason that you've come this way? If you are from Dwanthe, what is your reason?
We were trekking from a new home. We're desert dwellers. Is the word? Sorry, I'm not fantastic at common still. Is it traveler? No. It starts with N.
Nomad?
Nomadic?
No, nomadic. I mean, I'm not sure. We call it Theshalak in Corey.
Haven't heard
If
this
that
language
if that is this nomad or nomadic, then yes, we have a temporary or short-term home, and we move every few days, every cycle of the moon. We
So
move.
Sounds
nomads.
nomadic.
Yes. We are nomadic then, if that's what you want to call it. And we were about to move off, and by the blessing of Lunari, we found a new home, and she showed us something different. We'd never been there before. It was a new home, and that night there was this. I'd been sensing this presence, and it became stronger, and it stopped our telepathic connections, which we share with all Kalashtar in our people. And I had to fight it off and protect my sister. After that, my father instructed me to follow this sensation, this feeling, and against my judgment, he told me to continue following it as it got stronger, and it led me here to the pinnacle.
Interesting.
I need to stop this presence because it threatens all Kalashtari way of life.
How?
My people seldom speak through noises.
Oh, it's stopping your noise.
we
Something
connect
that telepathic.
Okay.
we talk or we communicate through thought,
Yep.
not through words, through speech. So when this happened, my people couldn't commune anymore.
Well, I'm willing to help if you are. Then I'm
Of
gonna look at
course.
Salus and Lilypad as well.
Salus nods and says, "We'll do what we can, I suppose."
Yes, I'm happy to help.
Kirk's just like, "Yeah, I guess so. Sure."
And if wherever this presence takes me, we come across your foes, I am happy to lend a hand.
I'll nod and
Yeah, Salus bows too. All right, so you now are together as a party.
Huzzah!
We are friends.
So, so remind me again. So, Sentinel, you're looking to go to a weaponsmith of sorts. As well
yeah,
as-
just take a gaze, see what they got. Got some
Xander-
new funds, bro.
Yes, Xander, you receive the 1,000 from Kirk's.
Sweet.
Actually, I don't know if you would give that because he did pay 2,000 for your bill. That might be something you'd have to discuss with him. I'm gonna say you got 10,000, and you get 2,000 of it.
Me.
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Just so then there's no because Kirk's not here, he can't give out the money. So I'm just not gonna touch that with a 10-foot pole. So
Fair.
No, I wouldn't rather.
and then I've got Kildry. Where are you looking to go? You're looking to just explore the town or whatever. Or...
Someone
with anyone?
mentioned magical items. Who was that?
That was Xander.
Is Xander with us at this point? While we're all talking like
Xander
that?
has now met back up with you. I'm saying that you guys have met together at this point.
You speak of magic. What is magic? Is it a gift?
I cast Fairy Fire.
Whoa.
No, wait a minute, not that
I-
one. Wait a minute, that's not a cantrip. No.
I cast Mage Hand.
Oh, cool. Minor
What are you
illusion.
doing with the mage hand?
Just
It's
waving
a
it
magic
around
off.
and...
So I'm gonna
Fine,
like.
I cast Minor Illusion.
I'm gonna spin.
No, I casted it first. I cast
What
a little
do you guys-
pixie to land on Kid Kildry's shoulder.
Sure.
I'm gonna like spin my decanter, and then, pasha, and then like you'll see like basically I cast the geyser.
Guys,
So are you like
30.
doing it at someone or?
No, just up into the sky.
Oh.
Just so you guys know, I've just produced 30 gallons of water.
It starts to rain on you, and some of the guards come over and says, could you stop that now, please? You're getting everyone wet."
And
I
she's
put
gonna-
Terry down.
I want to start bathing myself.
Yeah, I put Terry in it to bathe. Have a little bath.
I wanna put
Everyone
my-
in the area scatters away from the water, not wanting to get wet.
I want to put my shield above my head like an umbrella.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to restopper it. Is that magic? Do you see that? Do you call that magic?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Of sorts.
And you say you're wanting items,
Yes.
Like
That I would
objects?
consider that a magic item.
and you want more.
Yes.
I'd be very interested in that.
Cool.
I just want to say that at this point, Sentinel is thinking to himself, "Fucking wizards."
Kirks is probably going to tag along as well. I'll give him like a list of items that he can look at purchasing later when he comes by. And then who's heading up to Blackthorns? That was
Yep, Lily.
Lily. Anyone else?
I would like to join her.
Oh, go
Well,
with it.
Okay.
Oh, actually, no. I want to go.
Which one are you
no.
doing first? Which one are you doing first? Because you can do both.
Um,
Do you want to do shopping first, or do you want to do Blackthorns first?
Yeah, Blackthorns first.
is shopping on the way to Blackthorns?
Yeah, is it on the way?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. Okay, then
Currently you're in the commons. Blackthorns is up here.
Where do we have to go to meet the king?
King is going to be here. They've got you
Shopping it
based-
is.
Okay. Shopping first.
Yes.
Okay, so
Then we'll be in that area when we need to meet the king.
you head into a. Could I have everyone that went to Brackenworth Actually, everyone, make an intelligence check.
Are you
shit.
including Kildry in that?
No, not Kildry.
Okay.
What's my
I'll be like, hang on, I don't think she's.
Shit.
I got a 4.
You guys notice nothing interesting
Hey,
about it.
Dylan.
Yeah.
I rolled the same.
Kirk's is gonna roll. You got a 19. Kirk's gonna. As you walk up to the Arcanist Armory, you're like, hang on. Wasn't this the same overpriced bullshit that we saw in Brackenworth? And then we saw it again at the Riverland Crossroads? And it's the exact same building. You all look at it now, it's just like, wait a second, yeah, I've seen this before. Like, what the hell? What's happening? And you walk in, and it is the exact same woman. It's a half-elf. And she's there at the front counter, and she seems to be reading through a book, and she says, "Ah, customers. Welcome to the Arcanist Armory. How might I serve you?"
Geez, Hank's really not, stretching himself too much with these half-elf peoples.
What do you mean?
He's just I've seen this level before.
Oh. Jesus, what's up?
What do you have to buy?
I have a variety of things.
Do you have anything that will help with stealth?
Stealth? I do have a potion in particular that is quite helpful in stealth. Potion here of invisibility, and she brings her hand across, and it just appears in her hand.
Is it blue?
What does it look like?
It looks like the same jostling liquid that you found in
That I drank. Well, I
Fenric.
didn't
That
drink
yes, that Imari drank immediately.
I want to
Idiot.
point out. Oh, no one in here is really around when that happened. Fuck. I'm gonna be like, that's the. Never mind.
Are you looking to buy this?
Not today. Do you
Very
have
well.
any magical chests?
Chests? I do have a bag of holding.
Ooh. Do we have one of those yet? No.
No, you do not.
Okay.
How much is this?
Just checking what other people have said as well, because I have an idea.
I think it's 3,000.
Yes. She says, this will be 2,500 gold.
Ouch.
I can put towards
But
it.
you can put a gnome in it.
Yeah, lots of money. And check it all out.
I can put towards how much do you guys have? I think this could be helpful.
Says the one who has way too much gold on her that she can't
Yeah.
I having never come across one of these, I don't know what they're for.
We could put
I'm
everything
looking-
in it, and then it doesn't weigh as much. It weighs the weight of the bag,
Ah,
right?
I meant first that. Just disregard that, people. Thank you.
So if you've forgotten what a bag of holding does, I've just included it.
No, I know what a bag holding does. Giltree
yeah.
doesn't.
As you're going around the shop, and she's kind of telling you about the things, these are the things that you are finding that she has. And
Oh, he's adding them. He's adding them.
post
Ooh.
them all up.
I'm looking for a chest, like a wooden chest that is locked magically. So then I can store all my gold in it and nobody can steal it. Hint,
Such-
hint, Kirks.
Such an enchantment is not something that I have currently, although something I could work on. You could put a down payment for one of these. You're looking for a chest with this enchantment?
Yes.
I see. This will take approximately a week to complete. This will require you're looking to magically lock it. Well, we have 3 levels of locks. We have the weakest one, which is going to cost about 1,000 gold all up. The second one, which is it got some decent enchantments on it that makes it harder for you to get in. That one's going to cost about 1,500 gold, and then the best we have is 2,000.
I'll take it.
Which one?
The level 3. The
Level
best
3?
one.
2,000. Thank you. Could I have the 1,000 now? And you can can pay the rest upon return in a week.
Sure thing.
Wonderful. And she accepts the gold from you. But as you can see in your... I'm just getting them all out now, sorry. This is what she has available currently.
Interesting. Hank,
Yes.
what can be used with the Arcanist's locket? Or Arcanist's locket?
So you store a single spell slot from spell from the user's spell list. Does not require a spell slot to use, and does not require any reagents. What are you asking about it exactly?
So you can't use traits through it?
No, only
Damn.
spells.
Damn.
Yep.
That would have been cool.
So you basically have another cast of a singular spell that you can't change at all.
Yep.
Once a day.
Yeah.
So I could put shield in that.
You could put shield
You
in there.
could
Yes.
put a 9th level spell in it, Dylan, if you have it.
Yep.
I
You
access
could.
do not.
So
How much does that cost, Honk?
that's gonna run you for that one. Fairly good. On the spell slot. I'd say 1,500 gold for that.
I don't have that much gold. That's awkward. I don't have nearly that much gold.
Does anyone have 500 gold they want to put towards a bag of holding?
I don't have that much either.
I do.
You're gonna go for the bag of holding?
I can
assume-
put some towards that. Yes, I suppose.
Okay.
Kildry's gonna like look into her, like she's got this little purse and she's gonna look at it and go, she'll like hold up one that's of gold and she'll be like, "This is one, yes."
I'll nod.
Yes.
Oh. And I need 1,500 of these.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't have that many, and she'll like drop it back in her pouch and like in the purse and just like put it back on her hip. And she'll be like, "I don't have that much. I'm sorry."
Alright, so who bought the bag of holding? Who's taking it?
So I think what Xander Sentinel putting some towards it. I'll just put the rest.
Okay, how much are you, Xander and Sentinel, putting towards it?
500.
Yeah,
Okay,
I'll match that.
500 each. Okay,
So I'll put
sure.
1,000.
Yep, no worries. The still needs another 500. It's 2,500.
But yeah, I'll do that as well. So I'll have
Jeez, Sean.
5.
Big spender.
Well, I've got to get
Money
rid of it.
bags.
Here we go. Bag of holding.
Okay. And who's taking it?
Who should
Who's
hold
holding
it?
onto it?
I mean, if you want to put your valuables in it, we can put it in my magical chest.
A bag of holding in your magical chest.
Yeah.
We don't have the chest yet. Who's taking
No.
it for now?
Kildry's gonna like look across at the
Does it-
man and be like, "I don't know if I trust him."
It gets heavy, right?
The bag, no.
It can do.
The bag does not. No, it stays at 50 pounds.
I can hold
Okay.
it. Because,
Oh,
Can you
it,
hold on to it?
they always
yeah.
weigh 50 pounds. Holy
Yes,
crap.
correct.
Bag of
They can hold up to 500 pounds, or
Yeah.
that does not exceed a 64 cubic feet.
So how many pounds is it? 50. 40.
Sorry, it only weighs 15 pounds,
Hell yeah. It's better.
regardless of its contents.
Yes.
I want to ask the Arcane Alchemist how much my chest can fit in it. Like how much gold.
How much gold? As much as a chest can usually fit in it. It's not really got a temporal, or not temporal rift, a dimension rift in it that's able to hold more. It's just a normal chest with a arcane lock.
How much can it? How big is this chest?
How big do you
Just
want
it.
it?
Where are you mounting it? On the cart or on the horse?
Cart.
Cart, so you can have a fairly big chest. Can a chest hold 5e for the, just double check. Can hold 300 pounds of gear or hold 12 cubic feet.
So a lot of gold.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot.
I don't want it too big that we can't just, if the cart is destroyed, take it with us.
Sure. On another note, also your cart is fairly busted up from the
Yes.
encounter
yeah.
with the. Yes, with the rock.
Hank said that.
Mm-hmm.
The good old loopy loop, squawky squawk.
Don't like
Yeah. Can we find somewhere to get them to fix that for us then, please?
You'd have to take that to a carpenter of sorts, which you can easily find. That's going to run you to repair the cart 50 gold.
Sure. I'll
Yep.
just pay for that.
Okay. Cool.
Put
Then have
at
that done by the end of the day.
466.
Mm-hmm.
How long was my chest? Going to take a week, wasn't it?
Chest is going to take a week. Yeah.
Can we pick it up from any Alchemist store? Or does
They're
it
all the
have to
same,
be-
apparently.
She says, "Yes, you can actually. My
Wow.
franchise travels far and wide through most major cities."
Franchise.
Alrighty.
She smiles over at you as you giggle.
Good. I don't have to wait here for a week.
No, you won't. That is the convenience of our store.
Sweet.
Some would call it a convenience store.
Is anyone looking to go for any of those magical items or no?
No, none
No.
of
I
them
was
seem
interested in the Arcanist locket, but I don't have the money, so I can't.
How much was the locket?
1500?
Yeah, I can't.
No.
Spent too much money on a chest.
Hey. If
To fill with gold I don't have anymore.
I also
think-
can't see a description for it because every time I open it, it just opens a little bar that says Arcanist Locket, and that's it.
Double
click
click
on
it.
Yep, same thing.
How much is a ring of spell storing?
Ring of spell storing. That is that's going to be 2,000 gold for that one. It's fairly good.
Dwindles, nice.
Yep.
For
But
us.
that one can store multiple spells.
Yeah, for a spellcaster, that'd be good.
Yeah, really good. In fact, I think Kirk's might jump at
You
one
would
of these.
probably want that, yeah.
Yeah,
Of which one?
either of them really. I'd say.
Does
most
Does he have
likely-
any that he's attuned to?
What's that?
Is he attuned to anything?
Yeah. He's attuned to. Let me see.
His mage robes, isn't he?
Yeah, well, no, he actually can't wear them,
Oh.
but he's attuned to the ancient elven half-plate. That's pretty much it, though.
Okay.
You should probably attune to your ring, lily pad.
I'm gonna maybe give that to someone else.
You're looking to give
Terry.
that to Kirk's.
What ring?
It extends the length of spells. The
As in-
length, as in the
Doubles the
range.
Range, yeah.
doubles the range of cantrips.
Cantrips, yes.
Oh, really? Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. So you're looking to give that to Kirk's, are you? I think that's
Yeah.
what you said before.
Yep.
Sure. And Kirk's accepts it graciously.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, what the hell are you doing, cats? I
Doing
want
stupid
to
things.
sell my glowy gem staff as well as my soul gem.
What's the glowy gem stuff?
There's the stuff that he got off of the whatchamacallit? Of Yanis
Yes.
that he was holding originally. You giving this to the woman at the Arcanist armor? Yep,
Yes.
the Arcanist. Yep, sure. She looks over and says, curious. This staff is rather morbid, but I could use this. How much are you willing to part? How much are you willing to have me pay for it, basically?
How much is it worth, do you reckon?
Let's save this, and let me just look at the stuff again really quickly.
Still don't know what stuff it is.
Glowy
Staff
gem
of-
stuff, obviously.
Yeah, it's the glowy gem staff.
But what does it do?
It's the staff of collection. You can summon.
Are you okay with me just showing it to everyone?
Yeah, that's fine.
Sure. Whilst you have a look at that, I'm gonna go to the toilet real quick. Hang on. It's currently in Xander, if you guys can see that.
Santa.
Party. Oh yeah. Undead spirit. Yeah, let's have a look at this. I'm curious.
And then the soul gem just pretty much recharges it.
Oh, okay. That's pretty cool. No, I don't want it.
Yeah, Lilypad definitely doesn't want it.
I can't use it, so there's no point me carrying around all this weight.
No, it makes sense that you don't use it. Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So, so you're looking to sell it, then?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. She ponders over and says, "This stuff, it's most likely worth. It's only got 5 charges. 2,000 gold.
With the soul gem, which recharges it.
Soul gem. 2,250.
All right. Done.
Wonderful. Thank you." And she puts the staff back under, and you see just as it goes under, it actually disappears, as well as the soul gem.
Tell her to keep the money and put it in my chest
I can do that.
when I
Wonderful.
collect it.
Would you prefer that actually went towards, or part of it went towards your
Yes.
chest, so then you wouldn't have to pay? Wonderful. So that
Yes,
would be
please.
1,250 upon your return in the chest.
Thank you. I ask her to point me in the direction of a general store and a clothing store. Please.
Shopping.
Sure. She points out, and in fact, you can actually see it in your mind because she somehow is able to show you the pictures in your head, yes, is able to direct you there.
That's
Is
an
anyone-
interesting skill.
Is anyone else looking to?
Weapons, please. I'm
Into
head that
weapons?
way.
Yeah.
sure.
Let's have a look.
You see, you're at the blacksmith where you got your armor made for the plate armor, and the dwarf is there, just smacking his hammer on a fresh blade, and looks over at you and says,
Ding.
"Ah, there's the construct. What might I do for you?"
Just looking to browse your wares, sir.
Okay. Well, what are you looking for?
Weapons, maybe. We'll see.
I have a few
Like,
of those. And he smiles at you. What weapon exactly are you looking for?
I don't know, maybe axe of some form.
Axe. He has a couple of well-made dwarven +1 axes.
Possibly even swords. Single-handed
Sword.
swords.
Sword. He
Swords.
doesn't have anything like particularly magical, but he does have a vicious short sword. And what that is? Hang on. So any type of vicious weapon, whenever you roll a 20 with that weapon, you gain an extra 2d6 of that damage.
Ooh. Where is it?
If you're looking for, you're looking at the short sword that he's got.
Yeah, and just whatever's he's got here. Do you have like a list of things?
I
Or not?
don't currently have a list of things. It's mostly just +1s of things, or different types of armor as well. So if you're looking for anything in particular, or maybe looking to restock up on arrows or something like that,
What
that's what you
kind
can
of
do.
armor?
Armor. He has most varieties of armor, not much leather, mostly heavy armor here.
So no
So-
light armor.
Not really. No. You want to be going to the clother or the tanner for that, rather.
Right.
The kind of armor that I've got on, and I want to tap the chest piece.
You're looking for more of that?
Huh? No, I'm just saying to them.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay, gotcha. There. There you go. Vicious short sword.
Oh. Hmm.
Where'd you put that? Sorry.
It's at the top.
Should be at the top.
Not bad, not bad.
So makes your crits hurt
But it's
extra.
only on a crit.
Yeah, but if
Yep.
it does the same amount of damage as what I already do, and my bonuses are the same with it because proficiency's the next, all that, it could be useful.
He also has a two-headed axe with the same effect.
So if you roll a 20 with your without your bonuses, so like you roll
Yeah,
say a
natural 20.
16. Okay, so it's a nat 20.
Nat 20. So if you crit, you crit harder.
So this would be basic. What's the hit dice on a short sword?
Short sword's 1d6. And it's only one-handed.
How much is this?
That one there is going to cost you 1,500 gold.
Hmm.
Actually, I'll heal down it to 1,000.
Because he likes you, construct.
I'm his number
Returning
one
customer.
customer so far. Yeah, I'll take that.
Going for the vicious short sword?
Yeah.
No worries. That'll be 1,000 gold, thank you.
Dan.
Put that in your inventory. Where are you? There you are. Wonderful. You also have your bleeding massive Reaper's Edge on your back as well.
Yeah, I do.
And you also have Alabar's sword.
Yes. Yes, I do.
All right. Anyone else looking for stuff? You going to the Tannerin for some light armor?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Will
sure.
that increase my AC? Or
It
keep it
can.
the same?
It can. Yeah.
Because I'm
Alright.
definitely looking to up my AC.
Yeah, sure.
Who isn't?
All right. So what they have
Me?
what they have available
Mhm.
is some leather and studded leather, both at +1. And they actually also have available one fire resistance leather tunic as well.
How much for the leather? Well,
For-
actually studded leather.
The studded leather, that's going to, just for normal studded leather, that's going to be 45 gold.
hmm
That'll increase your AC up to 12 plus your dex.
12 plus my dex.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, so yeah.
Yep. If you wanted the +1 studded leather, that'd be 13 plus your dex.
Yeah.
Same with the leather, that's going to be a little less, but it's going to be 12 plus your dex. But that leather piece also has the fire resistance on it.
So wait, did you say 13 plus a dex?
So
Yes.
for studded leather, for the +1, it's 13 plus your dex.
Okay, can I have that
Your
one?
dex modifier.
A dex modifier, yeah.
How much does that cost?
That one's going to cost about 400 gold.
Is that the studded leather?
That's the studded leather one, yeah.
I know we've only just met, but can I borrow 255 gold from someone?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna buy the
Sure. The studded leather +1?
so
Yeah,
the
sure.
one gives me 13 plus 1.
13 plus, yep.
And can I then sell my stock standard leather armor?
Yes, you may. That's only going to get you back 10 gold pieces.
I'm then gonna hand that back to Lilypad.
What are you giving? 10
I'm
gold.
giving you back 10 gold.
Oh,
10 gold.
thanks.
I guess I'll buy the other one.
The leather with fire resist.
Is that also got the +1 on it?
It does have +1, yep. So
Yep.
it's going to be 12 plus 1.
Yep.
Or plus your dex, rather.
Yep.
So with the fire resistance, that's going to be, that was a bit more expensive. That's about 1,300 gold.
Ooh.
How much does that armor weigh, Hank?
The armor is going to weigh studded. That is going to weigh 13 pounds.
Yeah, nah.
Increase
Not green.
Can't afford it with the
Is Sailors
fire
buying
resistance on
anything?
there.
What's that? Sorry.
Is Sailors
Shah?
buying anything?
If, Salus is looking at one of the +1 leather pieces. Actually, just the studded leather, honestly. He's kind of keen on that. Yeah, he's going to buy some studded leather, I think. That's 12 plus your dex mod, just so you know. There's 2 more available if you'd like one as well, Xander.
So it's what 12.
It's 12 plus your dex.
Okay, so that'll up it by 1.
Yep. So it's an upgrade.
Yeah, might as well.
Alright, sure, that's 45 gold.
How much can I sell my light armor for?
Light armor, what type of light armor have you got?
I don't think it is leather. I think it's just
Padded? That's
Yeah.
5 gold.
alright. And how much was the
And
studded? 45.
So this is going to do something similar.
The studded leather is 45 gold, is it?
45 gold, yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Is there
then.
another one left?
No more studded leather, but there is still leather +1 with the fire resist.
Leather +1. So it gives 1 +1 to your AC?
So the studded leather +1 would give, I believe it's +1 to your AC as well as saving throws, I want to say. Leather +1.
How much is that?
Let me see. No, it's just to the AC rather. And that just for the leather +1, that's going to be 200 gold.
Oh.
Sorry, are you talking about the one with the fire resist or the one without?
Without?
Without is the 200 gold one. The one with the fire resist is the 1,300 gold.
Okay.
How much does leather +1 give you?
Leather +1 is basically the same as studded leather.
Okay. So it's what 11 + 1.
Mm-hmm. But it weighs less.
Okay.
Yeah. So you going for that one, Shah?
Nah.
No, you're okay.
Yeah.
All right. If you want, Salus is happy to hand over the studded leather instead, if you'd like it instead.
No, he can take it.
Okay.
He's more squishy.
595. There we go. Cool. And you
The
now.
tanner doesn't take fine clothing, does he?
He's not against it. He'd be keen on some of that.
I have 12 sets of fine clothing.
12 sets.
Yes,
Willing
Yeah,
to.
12 sets.
I found it in a chest. In my looting expeditions with Kirk's.
Willing to buy it off of you for 100 gold.
Done.
Cool.
I'm back.
Okay.
Does it need any candle holders?
No. It doesn't. If you want, you can sell that as junk to the general store or any other junk you want. Anyone else got some junk that they want to sell? They don't see they can have a useful.
Particularly that I know of.
Are you putting anything into the bag of holding?
Currently, I'm not. Just because I've
How
only
big is
got.
it again?
So it could hold it to 500 pounds, as long as it's not bigger than 64 cubic meters.
Wow.
Oh, hey, so you know that giant bone axe that I've got?
It's a
Yeah.
bit bigger than that, buddy.
It's what?
It's a bit bigger than that. It's too tall.
Yeah, but if we just jam the end of it in, then it'll slowly go.
It's a bit big.
Oh, Hank, you ruin all the fun.
Alright, Hank.
Yeah.
My red ball and 2 candle holders.
Yep, that is only going to get you 5 silver.
That is A-OK.
Anyone else got some junk that they want to sell?
I mean, I'm a brand new character, so I don't think so.
Fair enough.
Nope.
Nope.
All right.
I'm gonna keep all these assorted weapons.
Can we go to a jeweler's too?
Yep, sure. There's a jewelers there as well.
I have a gold necklace and a diamond ring.
Yep. So the gold necklace is going to get you 50 gold. And the diamond ring is going to buy you a significant sum of 750 gold.
Oh, baby.
Triple?
Alrighty, sweet.
It's a nice ring.
Oh, I'm okay.
You okay?
Thank you, old
Yep.
woman. That I strategically placed other rings around to make it look like she lost
that's
it.
right.
It's
yes.
a very, very nice ring. All right. Cool. Are we all done with the
I'm done with my shopping expeditions.
That was a fun shopping day.
It was an expensive shopping day, I must say.
Fun.
Yeah, I've got no money. Not that I had any to begin with, but you know.
It's alright.
You
We
got some
can.
nice leather armor, right? That's simple.
True. But
All right. So you are all around the marketplace now. You guys looking to head up to the Blackthorns?
Blackthorns?
Yes.
Okay. Just again for the sake of brevity, you are allowed through the gates. You are now known around the place as this band of people that came back from Fenris.
miscreants.
The tavern torches.
Tavern torches. Yes. They don't know that part.
Yeah, but no,
It was
We'll
very
just
local.
we'll call ourselves the TT
I was
group.
going to say the TTs. Yeah.
The TTs. The
Yes.
titties. Of course. Okay, so your party is able to head up through the military quarter towards the Noble Rise, going past some of the guards as well as the fountain there. You get a few strange looks from some of the nobles that are up in this Noble Rise. You are noticing that pretty much all of them are human. Not a lot of elves here or many other races here.
I smile at them.
Americans or bird peoples.
So they're like, ugh, the lesser races are here. Anyway,
Bitch, I'll
They-
pick you up and drop you from 1,000 feet.
you're
I'll
moving,
do it.
you're moving through, and you get to kind of what's a bit more of unexpected, kind of at the base of a mountain. It's this kind of dense forested area just to the west side of the Noble Rise. As you walk through, it feels quite peaceful here. You notice that there is this lovely fountain in the middle, and a kind of like a driveway of sorts where you notice there's quite a few horse tracks as well as cart tracks that come through here. And you notice this big, not entirely glass, but a lot of glass around this building. You think it's kind of more like a greenhouse for most of it. But there is a guard at the front, and he says, "Halt! State your business for the Blackthorns."
I put Terry out in front and I go, I'm looking for someone who specializes in the plants.
Well, you've come to the right place. You can find anything down in the commons. And he's kind of looking over you as kind of like a gnome.
I want very special plant juice for my friend here.
And looks kind of over the rest of your party and says, "Allow me to go talk to Master Blackthorn." And he,
To investigate his daughter's disappearance as well.
And he wants to do that.
well, that's something a bit more substantial. And he looks directly at you, Zeda. And then he says, "I'll be back in a moment. Please wait here. Make sure that no weapons are in sight. That is appreciated." And he heads back into the kind of greenhouse-looking building. And he comes out again with a second servant. He appears and he says, "Master Blackthorn will see you now." And you are allowed into the greenhouse.
He sells the plant juice himself. Wow.
I would like to share my berries with Lilypad.
Oh, thank you.
I have 10 berries.
How many are you giving me?
Give you 5, and we can eat them while we walk.
Yes.
You're munching on some berries as you're
Nom,
allowed
nom,
into-
nom, nom, nom.
Yeah, wonderful. Everyone else following?
Sure.
Currently, at this point in time, Phelan and Castor are not with you. They are staying
That's
down
okay.
at the Cathedral of the Irradiant Sun, just so you know. So it's just you, Salus, Kildree, Lilypad, Sentinel, Xander, and that's it. And Kirk's, of course.
Terry.
And Terry, of course. Too, yes. So
Please
you,
never forget Terry Honk.
you
Come
are-
on. He's the lifeblood of the party.
I'm
He's the
sorry.
mascot
He's the
of our
mascot.
party.
Yeah, so
Mascot.
that is say the mascot. Yeah. So you guys are allowed in, and you're noticing that this is it's this huge kind of hall that you're allowed into. It's great foyer, and you see off to the left there seems to be kind of like a pathway into kind of a garden that's inside, like a kind of greenhouse thing. You're seeing a lot of like beakers and glassware that are like on all the tables around the place. You're seeing some concoctions of and flames and such that are off to that left side. Off to the right side, you see a door that is made of wood and very intricate carvings on there, mostly of. Could I have Kildree and Lilypad make an Arcana check?
Arcana.
Arcana.
Ooh,
Ooh.
22.
15.
22? 15? Okay, you both notice that these are runes of they are of magical nature. They mostly have to do with enchantment, but there is a definite kind of feel that this is used mostly in kind of potion making and experimentation. And it says on the top that what languages does everyone read? Does anyone read?
Gnomish, Druidic, Common, Elven.
Okay.
Common, Corey, Orcish, Celestial.
Okay.
It's Common, Elven, and Sylvan.
Sylvan? Okay, Sylvan. Oh, yeah, of course you read Sylvan. Yes, you notice in Sylvan it says up at the top, it's not like a direct translation, it's very badly written in there, but it basically says the science of magic.
Oh, I was hoping live, love, laugh.
And in front of you is this kind of stairway, basically, big wide stairs, and coming down is an older gentleman. He has long black hair, he has spectacles on, and he's clean shaven, and he's coming down with his hands together, and he says, "I hear you have news, or you're looking to at least, find my daughter."
Try. Can't promise anything.
I see.
I'm sorry, who's this guy? I sort of step inside.
It kind of looks over at you, Kildree, and says, "My name is Master Blackthorn, or Lord Blackthorn. I'm the head scientist here in Varen'thul. Most of Varen'thul, mostly the Pinnacle."
He's the plant guy.
Oh.
I whisper.
What'd you say?
He's the plant guy. That's why we're here. Partly.
He hears you say this, and he says, "Yes, I deal with plants,
Hold up, Terry.
but I thought you were here." That's hang on. And he brings up his spectacles, and he walks down the stairs, and he kind of gets really close and looks at the plants like, "I've never seen a plant of this. What do you call it?"
Terry.
A Terry.
Yes.
Fascinating.
So
I'd love to study
Right.
Terry. Are you happy for me to take it from you?
No.
I'll buy it off of you.
No. He's my friend. I'm just here to get some juice to make him a bit happier.
He kind of looks at you like, what are you
For
talking
his
about?
nutrients in his soil. Like you're a plant person, right?
Yeah,
I don't know
yes.
what words you use.
Juice.
But
Fertilizer.
yeah.
I have some particularly good fertilizer that you might be able to buy.
That sounds great.
However, I am more pressed by the disappearance of my daughter.
That's understandable, man.
Anyway, so who you're looking for is a woman by the name of Amari. She has long black hair, slender, no more than maybe 23 years old.
I sort of like look down at myself and then like take my hair in hand. Like, this sounds a lot like me. I don't
Are
know.
you saying this?
Yes.
This is, you are not my daughter. At least I don't think you are my daughter.
I want to look around the group.
Okay.
Just look. Not say anything.
Well,
I'm
first,
also gonna do the same thing, and
yeah.
A question in my eyes is, should we tell him?
He's gonna make. Are you doing this all like sneakily, or is this like something
Yes.
that's
Okay. The look in my eyes is going to be as I turn away from him to look at the group.
Could I have everyone make a deception check?
I'm not being deceiving. I'm here for
No,
Terry.
everyone that,
also
everyone that
don't know.
knows.
Okay.
that's
I have
that's
because I have no
true.
idea what's going on.
16.
16. Okay.
Do I? I don't have bonuses to that.
I mean, I
I
rolled.
have a -1 to that. 11.
11. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
I rolled an
Sure.
18. Not that it matters because I have no
No,
idea
it
what's
doesn't
going
matter.
on.
No. I'll say that goes for Salus. Really. Actually, Salus is actually going to. He seems very. I'm gonna
Torn.
Yes. I'm gonna roll. We got a natural 20. He's actually going to speak up, and he says, "We know Amari." And looks around the group. Says,
I'm
We met-
gonna nod to him.
"We met your daughter some time ago, about 2 weeks back, and Lord Blackthorn is now at this point just like kind of stunned and just like listening intently to every word that the elf is saying. Does anyone want to chip in here?"
Nope.
Who's Amari?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure.
I wasn't there, so
Well, you were.
Not when she.
not when she died, not when they met her.
Yeah.
True. I suppose so. Sentinel was there though.
I was.
Anyway, Salus is going to say, "I knew your daughter quite well. It was only for 2 weeks, but she showed so much kindness. She taught me how to speak your language, and again, like I'm speaking fairly clearly now, but like he's still speaking a fairly common, broken common rather. And he just goes on about details of like how Mari has been so helpful and always been bright and a part of the group. And then stops there and doesn't say anything else. And Lord Blackthorn says, "Well, where is she? Where did she go?" And Salus kind of drops his head.
I want to step in and say, there was an attack when we were in. We went to look for a disturbance or something in Fenric. Was it Fenric?
Yeah,
Yes.
Fenric Fortress.
Fenric Fortress. It's quite a hostile place. Not a lot of us came out of that.
He's starting to panic a bit more now. He says, "Where's my daughter?"
I am afraid she was one of them.
He turns away from you. And you see his like hand is in his face and he's just processing this. And Salus reaches back into his pack and he pulls out this ring and says, "Lord Blackthorn," and Blackthorn turns back and you see eyes just streaking in his face and sees the ring that Salus is holding out and snatches it quickly. And he just ponders this.
Sure.
And he's like, he's processing it. This is a very like a sudden shock sort of thing, and he's not able to really speak much. And he says, "Do you have her body?"
No. They had her body. That's part of the reason why we're back here. It's so that place is full of undead,
Are you
and
saying that she's one of them now?
not
Was.
anymore.
How do you mean
She was
was?
turned, attacked us, and dealt with. Unfortunately, that entire city needs to be burned. The guy who is, I guess, controlling or leading them, somewhat known as the Watcher, may have an army or something that is now threatening here. So we came back to warn them.
And he's like now processing that information, and it's just like, you what? There's an army on the way to the pinnacle.
We don't know if they're on their way here, but they were quite pissed off when we left. Thousands.
I saw the army for myself.
He's now trailing off. He's not even like looking at you anymore. He's lost in thought and just in a panic mode sort of thing. And he says, "Thank you for the news."
Oh, I want to apologize and say I'm sorry for your loss.
I would like to say that we gave her the proper burial.
Thank you for that. And he walks up the stairs, and as he walks, he says something to his clerk at the top of the stairs and walks into the room at the top. And the clerk comes down fairly silently and then says, "Lord Blackthorn has agreed to give you a sum of 2,500 gold for your news of his daughter's death."
I'm going to say I don't want it.
No.
He can keep it.
I think he'd appreciate that. And he bows and says, "If there's anything that you need in terms of botany, we can provide it here. Blackthorn is occupied otherwise now, but you can deal with me."
I would like some. I want to ask if they have any extremely strong potions that put people to sleep.
We have a variety of potions that are able to put you to sleep. How strong are we talking?
Music stopped.
Yes, I know. That was
Okay.
the intentional.
Okay.
Bring it back
To put somebody to sleep for a very long time so they do not disturb us if we need to get by.
Seems for a rather nefarious reason. However, we've been known to deal in nefarious dealings before. For the type of remedy that you're looking for, that's going to require a sum of 500 gold.
Alright.
Okay. You looking for the 500 gold one?
Yeah.
Yep, sure. That is going to be called
Narcolepsis.
Eternal Slumber.
Chloroform. What?
Called Eternal Slumber. It's more powerful than like magnitude's more powerful than the Nightshade. About 5 times
many?
more powerful. You only get one for the 500.
Yikes. How
Is-
much is weight?
That's only going to weigh a pound. He tells you it needs to be ingested, and that if they fail, this is more for you, and it's something I'll make up a bit later, but if they fail on a DC 20 Wisdom saving throw,
Oh.
then they will fall asleep for a long rest.
Wow.
Holy crap.
That's cool.
That's a while.
Maybe we could use this on the Watcher. James, hold him down. Force feed him.
Yes.
Ingested. Can I dip my arrows in it and then shoot it at
No,
him?
needs to be ingested as in like
Only if
eat
it goes into his stomach.
Yep.
Just put a hole
So
in
they
his
need to
stomach
eat it.
and
So I can't
So-
inject him with it.
inject it into
No.
his stomach.
It
Into
is
the
meant.
bloodstream.
It is meant to
Pig
knock
feeding.
you the fuck out. It's usually used for anesthetic.
Fair enough.
Yes.
Makes plenty of sense. But me likes honk.
Lilypads us.
Anything Looking for some good fertilizer.
Yes, please.
So we have premium fertilizer for
Some of
50
that-
gold.
Good shit.
Premium fertilizer for 50 gold. Did you say?
Yes.
Hey, that'd be great. Fertilizer. How much
My
does that
jokes
weigh?
here are wasted.
That is going to weigh about 10 pounds.
Fertilizer.
Any
10
healing
pounds.
potions or
Yes, they do healing potions. They have.
You said do.
do.
God damn it.
They do.
They have about 6 minor healing, like common healing potions. 4 greater, as well as 3 superior.
how much are the commons?
Commons are going to run you 75 gold. The graders are going to run 300, and the superior is going to run 3,000.
I'll take 2 of the commons.
Okay, sure. So that's 150 gold for you. Anyone else?
No, I'm good.
How does the fertilizer come? Is it in a big container or?
It's in like a sack.
Also, I just sprinkle it.
Yes.
Okay.
They say that you should use. You should repot your plant in this fertilizer, and then continue to water, and that will make him grow about 2 times the size.
Cool.
Big Terry!
Victory.
Terry, big boy!
He's gonna become a pseudo wudo.
Do they have anything that's like a stimulant that makes my movement?
Meth.
Yes, pretty much.
You're looking for like a
Crackhead
speed potion of
energy.
speed.
I think that was back at the place, right?
Yeah, that was
that
back
was
at the
back at
other place.
That was back at the Arkham Summary. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah.
Don't have anything like that. No. It was mostly healing, other experiments and such.
Experiments, eh?
Yeah.
I like experiments. I mean, I did drink a black liquid that I didn't know what did.
It's an experiment. Yeah.
Turns out, dying.
It does hurt you a lot. Yeah.
Will they pay me to test their experiments?
They're not looking for trial subjects right now.
Damn.
No.
I'll do it.
Alright. Are we doing anything else at the Blackthorns?
No,
No.
I
Everyone
don't
else okay?
believe so. We got our fertilizer.
Okay. Well, I think this is a good time to take a break.
Good.
Okay. So coming back to where we were. Is everyone good?
Yes.
Okay. So come back to where we were. Xander, you remember that you need to go talk to the
Yes.
priestess before you head out.
Yes.
Okay. So
If we're going to the king now, then I will say I'll meet you in there.
Okay, sure. So you head over to the temple. Is anyone following or just waiting by the front at the entrance?
What's it to go see? A temple
Uh,
lady.
Go to the Temple of Eladine.
Sounds interesting. I think I'll wait out the front.
I'm also gonna wait.
So
I don't
everyone's
see any
here?
reason to actually go in.
Sure. Okay, so you're all waiting out the front, waiting expectantly for the light bringer to come get you. So as you're doing this, Xander rushes off quickly towards the east, towards the Temple of Eladine. And Xander, you meet the same monks at the front, and they nod at you as you allow yourself inside. You are met immediately by the same monk in the red garments and such, with the owl head on the shoulder. He says, "You're back. Very good. We found out the purpose of the coin."
Ooh, what is it?
And she brings it up, and you see the coin. It's got the blue dragon head on it. And it says, "This will this is going to teleport the wearer of a specific wearer. It is very likely that if you put this on the king, she will be teleported away. We cannot allow that because we do not know where."
No, that does not sound beneficial for the king at all.
What is your plan then?
Is there anybody willing to disguise themselves as the king?
Hell yes.
This is something that will take time to.
I was not given a time frame to do this in.
Knowing the Covenant, however, they may have eyes on where you are already. If this does happen and they see that you have gained audience with the king, I'm sure that they will know. I do not believe that if it touches anyone else but the king, that they will be teleported. It appears to have some sort of fingerprint on it. Potentially someone close to the king was able to gain essence from him.
Even more reason to keep this quiet.
However, you will not be able to do your mission. I cannot allow it.
Well, I guess I will not gain audience with the king.
This
You want
is
to then
tense, Toasted.
Yes.
This is
We will
tense.
find another way to do this.
Very well. If you don't mind, we would prefer to hold onto the coin until such time as we can figure out a solution.
There's
I
no
agree.
sticky tape. No one has sticky tape.
Very
I
well.
agree. Maybe then you can find out where it takes the wearer.
Very good. If you ever need me, come ask at the temple. My name is Exarch Corin. And you are?
Xander.
Good to meet you, Xander. Glad you're on our side, hopefully.
I am.
And she
I
gets
just-
she gets a bit more intense at that
I
word.
just want my brother back.
I understand. Very well. Leave my presence immediately. You cannot be seen with me.
You have presents?
Wig.
Shut up, Wink. I guess I'll leave and go take the cart to get fixed.
Okay. You come back and meet up with your party members, and are you saying anything to them?
Just say that I will not be joining you.
Oh, you don't want to meet the king?
I cannot meet the king right now.
Why not? We can make you dress up prettier if that's what you're worried about, what you look like.
It's not so much what I look like.
What I look like? You saying
Is it the
something
nose?
wrong with me?
It's what the people watching will do if I do meet the king.
So it's not the gigantic beak?
No.
That's what I'd
I'm
be worried about.
I'm very confident with my gigantic beak. Thank you very much.
Salus looks over and says, "There's something you're not telling us, Xander.
There is a lot of things I'm not telling you.
Can we help?"
Yeah,
Not at this
we
present
we
moment.
want to help.
We will discuss it later.
Salus nods slowly, says, "Very well." You wanna-
But you expect us to trust you?
I want to say none of us really trust him, but he hasn't killed us yet.
We're a group. We stick together. We work as a team.
Right.
And Terry is our mascot.
God. Sure.
Alright, so Xander, you're not participating then?
No.
Okay, sure. Let me just see. You should have vision of pretty much everyone. In fact, I'm going to get rid of that real quick. Hang on. All right. Is everyone else heading into meet the king?
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
I'd assume so.
You are met with the guards outside, and they are very royally dressed. They have this very intricate plate on. They are very reminiscent of the guards that you saw in the military quarter as you were walking through. There are at least 8 guards that line each side of this kind of walkway between where you are now and this massive gate. They all together, as you approach, smack their spears down onto the ground, and they turn and they make way as the gate is allowed to open. Not very far, just a crack, and about 15 feet enough for you guys to be able to get through. It is a massive gate, and you are allowed to walk in.
That's a bit weird.
Is everyone walking in?
Yes.
Slightly scared, but yes.
Okay. You come to a huge chamber that it just very intricate stonework, and has like tapestries, and there are dozens and dozens of what appear to be official members that are around the place. And there is a second doorway that is not nearly as big as this massive gate that you've just come through, but it's a double door, and there appear to be 2 guards, and the guard that is leading you through this seems to be heading in this direction, and he opens the door for you. And what you are met with is this.
It's so bright.
Can you guys see?
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
People have
Okay.
health bars.
Yes. What you see is Phelan and Caster there at the ready, talking with a figure at the front on this massive throne. You see around you there are these arcane wardens that are right here, lining the statues. You see also guards in the peripheries of the chamber, and a big red royal carpet, as you'd expect of a king. And there appears to be 4 other seats, stone seats, that are not nearly as well carved out as the king's throne, that you assume is the king's throne. But there you see Archmage Theris, somebody that is familiar to you that you met once. This person here that you do not know, Lightbringer Latimir, which you met just recently, and who you met recently, Xander, is Exarch Corrin. Okay, and you are approaching the front now. So you are all led up to here. And you see the king and the rest of the council stand up, and the king says, "Welcome to my abode and the spire. My name is King Balastran Fane of the Pinnacle. I'm to understand from what your companions have told us that you have information on a threat rising to the west." He looks out at all of you expectantly.
Well, I dealt with the frogs and the crickets. They were fighting.
Stop that real quick. I don't think that's the one he means.
The king says, "This frogs and crickets."
Oh, Sentinel, are
Ignore
you
that.
talking about the bad juju that you're
Yeah,
running from?
bad
Ah, okay, yeah, my bad.
Looks over at Sentinel expectantly.
The undead army, I assume, is the one you're referring to.
That is the one that your companions have told us about.
Yes. We're not exactly sure on their intentions, but when we left, the cloud sort of followed.
Phelan pipes up at this point. He says, "We were attacked at the Toromir Bridge. The inn was destroyed by a gloomstalker, a wide wyvern bathed in shadow. And I was also attacked in the town of the Riverland Crossroads by some invisible being. I don't know the reason why I was targeted out specifically, but we have reason to believe, my lord, that there is a threat rising from the west, and that, and he looks back over at the rest of the party, that we might have agitated the hive, so to speak.
So you're the
Kirk's-
one to blame for all of this. The present.
Kirk's at this point says, no, we were only doing what we were told by Phelan. And Phelan just kind of gives a poisonous look over it at Kirk's. And Kirk says, my lord, we found this black crystal in Fenric Fortress, and there was this big guy, and his name was the Watcher. And he kinda was turning paladins around to the evil side. And Phelan looks back up the king, surprising that how eloquent he was, and nods. And Karsten now speaks up at this point and says, I was one of those paladins that they were trying to turn, my lord. And he looks down now at the ground and says, they took the minds of my 2 other compatriots that were with me, and 4 more fell. I'm lucky to be alive, if I'm honest. And the King Fane at this point, he sits down and he ponders on this, and looks over to Archmage Theros. And Archmage Theros now stands up and says, my lord, as this situation has arisen, it appears that this artifact that these travelers brought to me not 2 weeks ago, or a week ago at this point, a week ago, has started to arc up slightly. A very strong magical presence is emanating from this object and is calling out to any that can hear. I fear that this may be the target of the enemy, of which this might be a connection.
Can I whisper to Kildare?
Kildry.
How's the noise in your head now?
At this point, even coming closer, especially going towards the Blackthorn, where the artifact is kept, it was screaming in your head. You have a headache at this point.
To the point where I actually don't really hear the question.
Yeah, really.
Like,
Yeah,
sort of like-
you're just kind of distracted at this point.
I take
Yeah.
that as it's bad.
Lord, the Lightbringer, Latimir, stands up now at this point and says, we might have some connection telepathically through the newcomer, and gestures over towards you, Kildry. And he says, a sister of the moon, our sister clan, off to the west. One of their associates has come far to be able to talk with us in the manner of this psychic connection. My lady Kildry, if you would.
And I'm like, "Ah!" And like she like falls to her knees and it's like, because she can feel this presence hitting her again, and she like falls to one knee, but then it's like, hang on.
The guards around are just like a bit more like protective, just getting ready for something.
And then eventually, like she'll eventually like stand back up slowly, like still holding a hand to her temple though. It's almost like trying to stabilize herself almost.
Mhm.
And I'll look over to the others, and it's stronger than it's ever been before. I've never experienced anything like this.
King Fane now ponders this for a moment and says, we have enemies from the west, and you say that they are being called here by this artifact that was brought by these adventurers. And Archmage Theris says, it would appear that this may have some sort of connection, but we cannot be sure.
Is this the one that was given to us by the guy that died out the front of the thing?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes. And King Fane now stands up again, and he says, how strong? How many? And looks over to the rest of you now.
According to the one that did see it and relayed the information, thousands. Hundreds of thousands.
And he now thinks, and this person that you haven't met before, he stands up and says, my lord, we are not strong enough to take on thousands, at least from not anywhere but the pinnacle. We need to send troops out to Toromir Bridge immediately, or find more allies. And King Fane looks over and says, what allies do we have? We have none. We are cut off from our brethren. And looks back now to Salus. Says, Elf, you do not look native to the pinnacle. Where do you come from?
My mic was muted.
Oh, what'd you say?
I was gonna tell him to make peace with the elves.
Okay, so you say this, and he ponders
And
this
then
for
I was
Salus.
gonna say, look at Silas.
And Salus kind of looks around, kind of very nervous and like unexpecting to have to actually talk here. And he says, King Fane, I am from the Etherlock. I was acquired by these members here. I can't say how much help I would be, though. And Fane says, you are from the Etherlock, and stands up again and walks down a bit. He says,
King's coming closer.
come forward.
Oh, you get to be blessed, Salus. Good luck.
And at this point, this guy here, he walks up as well, and he's got his sword drawn, and he's just ready. He's just sitting there on his sword. And the king's like, how much connection do you have with your people? And Salus says, I don't know how much I have now that I am a traitor, but what I saw was not anything I want to see again. I think this is bigger than the war between the elves and the humans at this point. I would be willing to go on behalf of the Pinnacle as a liaison between you. And Fane ponders this for a moment, steps back up to his throne, and sits back down. And Fane says, this could be beneficial in many ways. Although I do not believe the elves would be so willing as to side with us against this threat. I would ask that you go talk to the elven representative down in the Elven Quarter. He may be able to help us here. And perhaps we can come up with some sort of arrangement where maybe you and your party would be able to go and talk to the elves in regards to this matter. And Salus bows down deeply and says, a wise decision, my lord. And bows again and walks back to the back of the group. Just kind of like looks over at you, Sentinel, just kind of like...
Please help.
Yeah.
I
We've
do not
got
like
that.
this.
So,
A cushion merchant would do well in this realm.
Cushion. What? Oh, I'm guessing someone for your chat.
Yeah.
service.
These thrones weren't made for comfort.
Not really. No, they do look to be like stone and not very like it's look more traditional.
It would work well for the Sentinel.
Mm.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, yes.
It would work very well for him.
Fane,
My seat now.
Fane, now sitting on his chair, he looks over towards the Exarch and says, "Exarch Corin." And she stands up and says, "Yes, my lord." Is there any... Actually, you too, Theris. And Theris stands up too. He says, "Yes, my
Thanks for
lord."
the follow.
Is there anything we can do about this artifact?
Mind flaring.
To quiet it, potentially find out its purpose and why the enemy wants it. And they both say, "Well, we may need to do more research on the matter. Of where it came from, Theris can say." Theris looks over and says, "I know where it came from, but I do not know its purpose. I know it came from the fragmented Isles of North. Some sort of salvaged elven relic from up there. Perhaps visiting the region, exploring it, may come up with some sort of information that will help us understand this thing better." And Fane looks back over expectantly at the party and says, "Perhaps another avenue you might be able to go down."
But I want to go south. God damn it.
Either way, I will send Grandmaster Costello. And he looks over at this man here, and he stands up and says, "Yes, my lord." And Fane says, "Would you be able to send troops down, as many as you can, as well as barricades and any fortifications you can towards the Toromir Bridge on that western river?" And he bows and says, "It will not be a strong fortification, my lord, but we can at least have some sort of first defense in case of an attack." And Fane kind of looks down and looks back up and nodding his head and says, "That'd be so. I wish you luck in your ventures, adventurers."
Lilypad steps forward and says, "The people going to Tomon Bridge, can you have like a nature person talk to the animals and tell them to flee? Warn them?"
"We have druids down in the Elven sector, in the Elven quarter. Perhaps you may be able to talk to them.
Okay.
But apart from this audience must end. I'd like to thank you all for coming, and I wish us all luck. Please, keep your ears open should I be in need of you again." And he sits back in his throne, and he waves you off with one hand. And you are escorted out by the
Lily
the
bows,
Arcane
and so does
the-
Terry.
Kirk's bows, so does Phelan, so does Caster.
I'll nod.
Mm-hmm. Sure. Kildry?
She'll like look
Curtsy.
slightly confused as to like why everyone's like bowing when like she's not used to this sort of thing, but then it's also like, but we
Everyone
didn't
else is doing it.
deal with the issue. She'll be like, it's like, but we didn't achieve anything. Nothing was done. But
Are you thinking this as well?
yeah, I'm gonna turn to. Oh, technically, I can't do it to Sentinel because he doesn't have a brain, does he?
No, not really. No. Sailors is next to you.
Gonna turn to Lilypad and use Mind Link with her.
Okay.
Whoa. There's going to be a war, possibly.
You and I can now communicate without anyone else knowing
Okay.
Sure.
for an hour.
Okay.
What do you want to say as you're about to leave?
This king, isn't he meant to have like actually do something?
Do something, as in, do what? What do you want him to do?
There's this evil, this
Well, he's
meant
sending
to-
troops to defend.
But he's not actually fighting.
Does your king
he's-
normally fight?
We don't have a king.
Oh. Okay.
We have a leader of our people, but
He fights.
we all fight.
This one's more of a like delegates stuff. So that he can be preserved.
But does he not have family?
You're now being let out at this point. Just so you know.
I-
Yeah, keep talking.
I don't know. Maybe.
Then what has he got to lose? If he has family, then
But he's got to stay. We need a leader to be preserved for the people. That's his purpose.
but if he has family, then the next in line will carry it on.
Yeah.
There's no honor in that.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. I don't really get involved in it that much. Yeah, I don't really have. I'm just pretty neutral in the matter.
So we're going to fortify a position without leadership?
I mean, if you want to ask him these things, feel
No,
free to.
I get the sense that a dictator is more likely to take me away.
Oh,
If you'd like to speak up, you may. Before you leave, I can allow.
I'm going to turn back to the king and say, what of the presents?
And he looks back over and he says, "The presents? What presents?"
This is the whole reason I'm here.
And Archmage Theros stands up at this point and he starts to walk out towards you and says, "Come talk with me, young, what's
Whoa!
the race again?
Tar.
What's that, sorry?"
She's a Kalash Tar.
He would know this. Young Kalashta. We will speak.
Kalash.
And he walks out with you.
Okay.
Alright, is it anyone else saying anything as you're going?
Nope.
Nope. Okay. Sure. So, you guys are now on the outside, and just talking about Phelan first. He turns to the rest of you as you get to this kind of center point here, and he looks back and says, "Well, I must thank you all for your coming and rescuing us, as well as getting me and Caster back safe. Just so you know, you always have a place, a favor at least, with the Radiant Sun." He smiles back at you and says, "I think me and Caster will be going off and helping with the fortifications at the Toromir Bridge. So, if you're looking for us, that's where we'll be.
Good luck. Stay safe.
You too,
Oh, no.
little one." And nods back at you, at Sentinel. And him and Caster walk off down through the gates. And Theris, now coming out at this point as well, turns to you, Kildry, and says, "You're saying that you have some sort of link with this artifact."
I don't know if it's an artifact, but
"I'd like you to meet it."
Ooh.
Dun dun dun.
you're withholding this from people.
What did you say?
You're not sharing this information with your followers.
How do
That
you
you
mean?
have something that of tremendous power.
It's not something of, well, it is something of tremendous power, yes, but it's not something we understand fully yet.
And you
And-
want me to try and help you with that.
Well, considering that you can hear it, whereas I cannot without having to cast considerable spells, I say that's quite, and he thinks for a moment, useful.
There are no other Kalashtar that you've come across.
None travel this far east.
So I'm the only one at the pinnacle.
Currently,
I'm the
as
only
far as
one.
I can sense.
I find that disturbing.
Does not like Kalashtar to be amongst an urban society.
I understand that. I know that.
Then you'd understand why you might be the only one. He looks over at the construct now. He says, "I don't see any more of him around. Do you?"
I've not yet to see one, and then I'm going to turn to the rest of the group and be like, have any of you seen any Kalashtar
Any
in your travels?
people like you?
I am a Kalashtar, so yes, another of me.
No,
I'm gonna shake my head.
I have not met any like you.
Okay.
I'm also gonna say I barely even see any of my own kind alive.
And then I'll then point to Sentinel and be like, have any of you seen another of the robot?
You talking to Theris?
No, the group.
Yes. No. No.
You haven't.
No.
Xander?
No, I'm not there.
Isn't he?
No, I'm
he's
back
not.
at the tavern.
Oh, we haven't.
No.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, Xander, could you make a perception check for me?
Any like you? Just some feather dusters.
13.
13. As you are walking to the tavern, you are grabbed
Oh shit!
and a cloth is put over your face. I need you to make
Ah!
a Constitution saving throw, please.
God, for chloroform.
As soon as it touches your nose or in your beak, you roll and fall unconscious in the arms of whatever being took you.
Oh shit.
With my passive perception of...
Nope.
Nah.
Nope. And you are gone at this point.
He's
in
been bird napped.
time. And that is
Chicken
where I think,
stripped. Oh.
that is where I think we'll end today's session.
Dun dun dun.